this is another one of the Women in Gaming Month games. Today we're going to be doing Glitter Hearts. So first of all, let's introduce everybody. So I'm Philippa, I'm going to be our game master. You can find me at Mort Philippa on Twitter. And yeah, I'm going to be leading the game. Whoever's next up in our rotation. How about Aida, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Aida. You can find me lurking on Twitter, absolutely lurking at In the Paniche. And I wanted to play Glitter Hearts because one, I've never played this game before. I mostly play D&D. And when I heard about the kind of energy and what the kind of adventures were going to be going on, you had me hooked at Glitter Sailor Moon. I'm for it, and I look forward to playing today very much.
Excellent. Anna, tell us all about you. Where can we find you?
So I'm Anna, also known as Lalion Cosplay on Instagram, Lalion Photo on Twitter. I am a cosplayer, DM player, all that jazz. And this is my first time playing Glitter Hearts.
Excellent. Who's next? Lex, tell us all about you.
Yeah, so my name's Lexi, or Lex, either one. You can find me on Twitter at Black Girl Mage. You can also find me on Twitch at Black Girl Mage. Normally I am playing D&D, running Honey Heist. That's about it. So I am very much excited to magical girl it up. Let's just say that.
Excellent. And last but by no means least, Lena, tell us where we can find you and are you excited for today?
Oh yeah, my name is Lena. You can find me under the handle Sonderkind at either Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram. And sometimes I do digital art, which usually ends up on either of those accounts. And actually today is also my first time for Glitter Hearts. Usually I play a lot of sci-fi based games. I did a lot of Shadowrun in the past, some Warhammer recently. And so I'm excited to actually go into a completely different direction today.
Excellent. So before we get started, a very brief overview of what Glitter Hearts is. Glitter Hearts is a game by Greg Leatherman. You can find him on Twitter at White Wing. And I believe the game is currently in a big bundle on sale called the Queer Games Bundle 2021 on Itch.io. So if you fancy trying this afterwards, I would suggest you check it out. Glitter Hearts is a Powered by the Apocalypse game, which means we're going to be using moves, we're going to be using D6s, and it's going to be really cool. And yes, as we have mentioned, it is all about being a magical girl or a magical transforming hero and saving the day. With that, I think we should begin. We find ourselves on a Friday lunchtime hanging out in the photography club at the Berners-Lee High School, and we have a couple of our heroes hanging out. So who's rushed to the photography club straight away as soon as the bell rang for lunch? Who's a keen bean and has got there early?
Well, Esther is always hanging out at the photography club. She is very gung-ho. She has been doing photography for a very long time and is always seen in the photography club. So she is a junior in high school. So she is a little bit awkward, but she's definitely a very popular person. She's always around the crowd and friends with people that you wouldn't expect to be friends with her. So she seems to just accumulate people in that way.
Great. Is anyone else rushing over to photography club straight away as the bell rings?
I think Dylan is. I think Dylan's walking in, like scribbling into her notebook. She's like writing. She's like, but she just is following her mind's eye to get there. She's not like running or anything. She's just like, class is over, time to go, and is not even like looking in the hallway, absolutely just dazed and walking there.
Cool. And do you want to tell us a little bit about Dylan? What's she like?
Dylan is weird girl number one, like absolutely weird girl energy. She really has her head in the clouds all the time. She's always got a notebook. She's always writing. If she doesn't write in her notebook, she makes sure to wear like jeans with rips in them so that she can like write on her legs if she can. Like she just can't stop writing. She's always kind of sitting in the back of class watching everyone else and like really taking note of the relationships people make in high school and like being like, interesting. Don't know how long that one's gonna last, but and then she goes back to writing. She is, I don't know if we're doing like what we're wearing or anything. Is that
If you would
something
like, if you would like.
She's always wearing like these beautiful like pastels and like just kind of like very loose clothing, maybe like a loose hoodie that's pastel, and then shorts or like, you know, that kind of thing. It's very much like she looks like a cloud. She looks very comfortable.
Great. Cool. So we'll start. Esther and Dylan, you've headed in straight away. You can see there's a couple of other members of the photography club are here. You also recognize someone you know from class, Khadija. She's from the newspaper club. She's also chatting to some of the other members at the moment, and seems to be telling them about an event that she's heard is going on at the weekend. And yeah, what do you do?
Oh, what's happening on the weekend?
Oh, she's like, oh, you know, Mike's VR bar and tabletop tea room. He's doing a community games day. I heard that there's going to be a big competition, she says, and I want to write an article in the school newspaper about it. And I was just asking these guys, and she gestures to the members of the photography club, saying, I just was wondering if anyone wanted to take pictures, so we could have some nice pictures of all the games and things. And you know from your own knowledge that Mike's VR bar is also where your magical creature tags the VR hologram is from. So you frequented Mike's VR bar and tabletop game shop many times.
Oh, well, if no one else is free, I would be more than happy to go. I've taken photos in there before, so I know the lighting setup and everything.
Oh, that would be really helpful, actually. Yeah, I mean, and she says, like, if anyone, like, as many as people want to go as possible, that'd be great because we can get different angles. I'm thinking I'm gonna do an article all about like how many of the kids from school go there, because I've heard it's really busy. Meanwhile, Lena and Ada, what are your characters getting up to?
I think at the discussion of that Esther's going to take the photo, this would be a nice time to slam the door open and just swagger in, perch on the seat of me, right? I mean, you're really good at taking photos of me, right?
You know, you can sit on the chairs normally, right?
Why?
You don't need to sit on the desks. Okay.
So
Don't
Tina,
need to
yeah,
do this either.
tell us all about yourself, Tina. What do you normally get up to?
Tina is the disruptive clown. She wears all sorts of strange clothes, but there's a bit of an intentionality to everything about it as well.
Of course.
She likes her friends very much at the at photography club. Some people she might have consider a bit more rival, and it's not that she wants to one up them, but she sees them as a challenge that she's going to push, and the push is fun, and the push makes things better and more dramatic, and that's what Tina likes.
Cool. I think Khadija's probably run into you before, Tina, and she sort of says, well, I suppose we could use a model to demonstrate some of the games. So Tina, I know you want to already, so if you want to, that would be super helpful, actually.
I will choreograph something. We can talk later, and I can teach you. Sure.
Maybe you could even help with the like the social media on the newspaper's page and stuff. We can ask if we can put something up. Ask the teachers if it's okay. That would be really cool. Yeah. It's happening all weekend, but I don't know if there's a better day for any of you to go. I was thinking of going tomorrow, bright and early, and seeing who turns up.
Yeah, well, it's definitely better to go early in case we find that we need more shots or there's something else going on, or a SIM card or an SD card loses all of the information.
It's better. I lost a story the other week. It was terrible.
What about a fashionable late entrance?
Well, I'm going to be there all day, so you come when you like, Tina, she says. Where is Morgan at this point?
I mean, she's probably about to come in. I mean, she didn't rush. Morgan doesn't have the energy that is necessary to rush anywhere. Morgan Tailfer is like a very, very chill person to the point that she's just not rushing places. She might be a little late sometimes, but it usually works out for her somehow. She dresses usually in very bright colors, a lot of white, some muted red, and then some insane amount of goth accessories on top of that, which is a bit of a weird mix, but it works out for her somehow. And she always seems like a little out of it. She always seems like a tiny bit zoned out. And sometimes you have to just nudge her a little to remember that she was just being part of conversation. So when everyone is going out about the weekend, she just like peeks in a little into the room, realizes that she is once again just a little too late. There's already a conversation going on and she kind of doesn't want to barge in. So she just tries to sneak in the back without having everyone instantly realize that the party basically is already going on.
Absolutely. Do you think anyone else notices? I feel like Dylan's having a...
I was gonna say, I think Dylan immediately is like, "Oh, Morgan," and walks over to you while they're having their conversation.
Hey, Dylan.
Yeah, they're talking about something at this like VR or at the VR bar. Some sort of like games day competition or something. Esther's gonna take pictures, Tina's gonna model. It'll be great. Are you gonna come with us?
Oh yeah, actually that sounds pretty good. I mean, if Esther's taking pictures, maybe I could join in on her.
Yeah. I could, let you know who's gonna win before they actually do. Maybe. My predictions are they can be here or there, but I could probably help you get, figure out who's gonna win before, and then you could take a lot of pictures for them, 80-20 rule, do more work at the beginning, don't have to worry about the work at the end.
Yeah, we could make a little bit of it. If you're wrong, I'll treat you to ice cream.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Excellent. I think, meanwhile, Khadija sort of, I don't know if she's already got your phone numbers or your Snapchat or something. She shares her deets with you and fixes a time for the next day to meet up outside the VR bar, which is in town. Yeah, are you getting anything else done, like to sort of, do you want to get your cameras ready, prepare some hashtags before we sort of do a little montage of the rest of the day?
Yeah, Esther would go through her photography bag. She always has her trusty Nikon by her and is sorting out what equipment she'll need to bring with her to the bar, like boxes and everything.
I'll look over Esther's shoulder. Oh, you don't need all that. What songs are you gonna play?
The songs aren't in my control. That's whatever Mike's going to do at the VR bar.
That's all
You
you
can
need,
talk to him.
though. You just need to let loose.
Well, we'll see what he plays. You can make requests. You know he'll listen to you. Anyway, what are you planning on wearing since you're going to be our model?
Everything.
That's okay. Just maybe narrow it down to a couple of outfits and not your whole wardrobe this time, maybe.
You won't regret it. It'll be amazing and it'll be spontaneous and everyone will love it and everyone will be doing it the next day. Everyone.
I'm sure they will.
And Morgan probably also has a somewhat expensive camera, but she doesn't have the whole equipment to go with it. So while Esther is like figuring out her, oh dear, what's that little tripod?
Tripod, yeah.
Yeah, tripod.
For stabilization and such, Morgan is just standing over there and like briefly checking her SD card to see if it is empty and ready for new pictures, like briefly checks her battery status, and that's about it. Otherwise, she's just standing around holding her camera, and that's her idea of being ready.
Well, Morgan, if you want to borrow any of my equipment, you're more than welcome to. And I can show you how to work some of these things if you like.
Oh, thank you, but I'll be good. It usually works out better when I don't think too much about things.
Okay, yeah.
I love you, Morgan.
Thank you.
I think Dylan is gonna go check her, like she's still writing in her notebook and just like going throughout the day, but she's just checking on all of the people that she wrote about today in her notebook. She's just like go around and be like, oh, they lost the game? I absolutely knew that. Cool. See you later. And then like going and talking to people and be like, oh, they broke up? Didn't see that one coming. Like fully like just seeing the 50-50 chance that she's like absolutely right or wrong.
Yeah.
But I just assumed that when Esther and Tina are like, you know, Tina's like, oh, everyone will be wearing it the next day. And then Esther's like, I'm sure you will. Dylan walks by and is like, I can say, yep, that's going to happen. And then I just come over and I'm standing next to you guys.
Excellent. I think also Dylan, Khadija sort of pulled you aside and says, I heard you quite like a bit of writing. Like, have you considered joining Newspaper Club as well?
I think it'd be interesting. I don't like to think about the past, if that makes sense. It's more fun to think about the future.
Oh, I totally get it. Like, news is so important. Keeping up to date. Yeah.
Yeah, like keeping on, like up to date, keeping like past up to date, like further than up to date. Have you ever, yeah, like that's where I like to sit. I think it's very fun. I don't know. I think it'd be fun if I could have my own little column where I could like write about like stuff that happens the next day.
Sure, like star sign predictions. I got you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's
Well, you know, if you want to help out with writing some stuff about the competition, if you bring me something, maybe we can put it in if we've got space.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Cool. And she heads back off to, I think like you're in maybe one classroom and like newspaper club's happening in the next room. So she's like, I'm gonna go check on everyone else now, but I'll see you all tomorrow. And she sort of waves you off.
Hi, see you tomorrow.
So the rest of the school day, you know, passes uneventfully. Friday, you're probably, you know, a bit zoned out, a bit tired, ready for the weekend. And you find yourselves all meeting the next morning.
Oh, it's Friday? Go ahead, keep going.
Off she goes. You come back on the Saturday, you head into town to Mike's VR bar and tabletop cafe, which is a little two-story building nestled in a series of like a long street of shops. Next door is a little bakery, on the other side a little shoe shop, and they're right in the middle. It's sort of the main sort of gaming and board game place in town, which you have been to many times. Oh,
iconic.
Ready for the weekend. And yes, Tina, presumably there, bright and early, ready to show off your outfit.
So Esther stops into the bakery to snap a couple of pictures and grab just a whole bunch of pastries for everyone, because of course everyone needs to be fed. They're going to be hungry.
Excellent. You can see that
taking aesthetic pictures, posting them on Instagram,
get
all
a
that.
coffee with a heart in it.
Yeah.
And yet the shop is pretty unassuming from the outside. Tina's having fun. It's pretty unassuming from the outside. There's lots of posters up there in the windows explaining that it's a community weekend. There's like some free time available on the consoles upstairs. There's going to be some retro games, and there's also a big competition which says to inquire about with Mike inside as well. And you can see there's quite a few people already sort of heading in, and inside you can see Khadija. She's got like her pink hijab on, which you've seen her wear quite a lot, and she's sat just chatting with like a dad and his son who are having a good time, like trying out a new board game. What do you all do?
So should we talk to Mike? Should we go, you know, slip on some headsets? What are we feeling?
Let's check in with Khadija first and see where she wants us to set up, and then we can talk to Mike as well. Just make sure we don't cross hairs there and like.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go up to Khadija.
Cool. Yeah, she's just chatting with this dad and his son who were playing, I think, like Mousetrap or something. And she's like, "Oh, hi everyone! Oh, hi guys! I'm so glad you can make it. I'm just going to be hanging out, chatting to people for a bit, and then I might go and play some of the games in a while to see if there's anything good. And you can see on the bottom floor, there's like sort of a little cafe and a sort of board game area. And then there's some stairs that lead upstairs to, there's kind of two separate rooms. In the front, there's like the VR stuff, like with all the fancy new games and consoles. And in the back there, there's a sort of retro game place with little arcade games and things set up, which for today are free to use for everyone to have a go.
So like,
Normally
is this the mood we're doing? We're doing like geek chic. Am I overdressed?
Aren't you always overdressed? I mean, it's not a new situation over there.
But I want to fit in, and everyone should feel welcome, and everyone should be having fun. And it's not the best if I'm the only one having fun. So BRB.
Tina disappears into a closet.
That she has somehow brought with her.
Yes. Could you just sort of like looking and is like, is she always like this?
Yeah. So this is all pretty heavy, and like Esther is like lugging a lot of equipment with her. Where am I setting up?
Well, it'd be nice to get some shots maybe of the competition, which is in the arcade room, and maybe some of people playing board games and things. So if you want to leave anything, you could probably talk to Mike and he can let you leave it behind the counter as well.
Okay, yeah, I'll start without the equipment and go from there. And I'll go over to Mike, and he, I assume, knows us very well.
Yeah, he's like, oh, girls, welcome. So glad to see you. He's a big, tall guy with a bald head and a big, like, Hawaiian red shirt. And he's like, oh, yeah, welcome back. So nice to see you all.
Love your shirt.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I thought I'd wear something bright for Games Day.
Yes,
yeah.
Bright for Games Day. You are so on the money. It's going to work out amazing. Everyone is going to do what we're doing.
Absolutely. I like that you're getting in the spirit, Tina. I am very glad to see you here as well. You're going to make it a hype day, I'm sure.
Also, yeah, I just, if there are any games what games are you looking forward to on this Games Day?
Me, well, I rejigged, I fixed some of the older games. We've got a Pac-Man game working upstairs and some Tetris and things. I think it's going to be cool. I've done the competition so that whoever gets the highest score on all of the old games by the end of the weekend is going to get a prize. Because I think that will maybe get some of the younger people in the community to try some of the older games. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really great idea, Mike. Well, I'll go upstairs and get set up to take some pictures then.
Sure, that sounds brilliant. I'm going to be down here mostly, but I'm also going to be helping demo some games and things, so you might see me around. And yeah, you see he goes over to like the father and son and make sure they're having a good time, and check, sort of just bumbling around. He's very, him as someone who wants to make sure everyone's having a nice time and is like happy, basically, checking in on everyone.
As Esther goes up, Tina's going to call out, Esther, this is so much fun. We're having so much fun, right?
Yes, so much fun, Tina, lugging all of the equipment.
So Esther, you're heading upstairs. Where's everyone else heading as well? Are you looking at different bits, the same?
I think while Esther is setting up, Morgan will try to like scout a little for good places where she can get most of the scene into her camera, because she didn't bring as much equipment. She can spend that time looking for cool spots to get a nice perspective, and she'll probably meet up with Esther when she's done setting up, but I assume that would take a bit.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, as you're kind of both looking for good places to set up, I think Morgan, you find you can kind of like shove yourself beside arcade game that's like beeping and blooping to get a good picture of the arcade room. And Esther, you're able to get some nice like frame shots of you see there's kind of like a small kid with red hair who's like playing on one of the games, and he looks kind of, he's not the best model because he looks kind of frustrated at the game and he keeps losing and he's like, oh, this is annoying, why is it not working? But you managed to get one of him sort of like, once he's calmed down and had another go, being like, okay.
Okay.
Dylan, what are you up to? Are you trying any games? Are you having a look around?
Yeah, I think Dylan is going to look around. She's trying to see if there's anything worth like writing about. Like to take her head out of the clouds. She's just trying to see if there's any games that are calling her name, or like any people that look interesting that she might be able to like, just be like, oh, maybe I'll write about you.
Sure. I think you can see there's like stuff that's interesting. Yeah, you can see there's like some people like teaching newer kids how to play some like older games and stuff. So there's like, as I said, there was that father and son who were playing, and there's like a mum and her daughter like learning together and stuff, and then a few like teens are teaching some younger kids as well, which you think might make like a nice angle. In fact, I think you see a couple of friends from your school as well who've come along to like try out a few things. You can see there's also like a little Mario Kart competition going on the consoles upstairs, and like two guys are like shoving each other like, no, let me have a go.
Oh, I'm absolutely gonna join in the Mario Kart competition. Dylan is a beast at Mario Kart because she's like an only child and just played by herself and got really good, and then started playing with other people and was like, oh, is this supposed to be hard?
Yeah.
She's very like playing, not even looking at the tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm at.
If you're having a go, like I think people keep swapping in and out, obviously, to like give each other different goes. And like that kid earlier who Esther was photographing, he comes and has a go, and like when you beat him, he looks really annoyed, and he's like, oh, it's not fair, like everyone keeps beating me today. And he like puts the controller down and he stomps downstairs.
I'll be like, hey, wait, one more game, one more time.
No, I don't want to play again. You're just going to beat me again. It's not fair. You're cheating or something, he says.
There's, maybe I am. And maybe this time you win, and there's a 50-50 chance that you win, or I win.
So this sounds like you're trying to convince someone. So first roll, so you're going to roll 2d6, and for convince someone, you add your emotional. So if you do very badly, they definitely won't do it, but depending on how you roll, they might do it, or they might ask for something in return.
I got a 7.
7. Okie dokie. Okay, so they'll do it, but only if you can reassure them through action or protect them somehow. That's more fun, I think. So he's like, okay, let's play it on the hardest mode to show you're not cheating then. I'm gonna beat you fair and square. There's no mods, you've got to play as the original characters. Otherwise, how do I know you're not just trying to like cheat the game?
Absolutely. And if you want, you can use my controller. You can make sure that I'm not,
Okay, yeah. And he sits down and here's a go.
And I join them and I just start taking pictures of them playing together.
This, I think actually Dylan's obviously a long time to practice. This guy's not brilliant. I think you just beat him, to be honest.
I'm really trying not to as well.
Yeah, and he's like,
I'm like falling off the sides and like, oh no, they're carrying me back.
And he keeps like driving off, and he's like, oh, you distracted me, like, oh, not fair. And I think he almost, like, because you're trying to help him, like he almost beats you, but he's still like, he's not very good, unfortunately. Yeah. And he's just like, and he's like, fine, you beat me at the end. He's like, fine. Puts the controller like, I'm gonna go try the board games instead. And he stomps downstairs. You can hear him grumbling.
Well, you tried.
I did. I don't know. This game is just fun. Something about driving, and I don't know, like when you fall off the track, or like when you get in a bad place, a little turtle comes on a cloud and he picks you up with an umbrella, like a fishing line. That's so much fun. So much fun.
If you say so.
She just passes the controller on to the next people.
Morgan, as you're taking some pics of the arcade room and you're kind of trying to show yourself at the back of the room, you notice these arcade games look a little like old, and kind of the cables around the back are super messy, and you're kind of like, that's not great. Mike should have probably tidied those up before everyone came in today. Looks like they've been kind of messed up.
I think I will actually take a photo of the wiring, because it's part of the experience. So while I'm just roaming around there and even capturing the dirty corners. I might just watch Dylan and the little kid having that little competition, but a bit from afar. They might end up on a photo somewhere in the background. And otherwise, I'm just roaming around. I think Morgan actually has a talent for not being noticed very much, even though her fashion is somewhat strong. So she just pops in and out of people's vision.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you see the little kid storms downstairs and starts complaining actually to Mike. He's like, I don't think it's fair. Like, I think everyone's cheating. And you hear Mike say, like, Gareth, you need to calm down. Like, you always complain about this and they're not cheating. You just have to keep practicing. And you can see he's kind of like try not to be like, get good. Just need to keep practicing, man, you're going to be fine. And he's like, oh, it's not fair. And he stomps off further downstairs to try some board games. Tina, have you been watching the Mario Kart? What have you been up to?
Tina's photography, we're here to take photos for the group. Tina's photography setup would be her phone with a Gorilla Grip with this big ring light, and sort of the opposite of Morgan, she's being rather disruptive. So if people are playing, she's going to be like, wait, do it again. Wait, I'm stitching it together. Okay, cool, look, now you're in slow-mo. Wait, do that again. No, look this way now. And whether or not the people appreciate it in the end, her aim would be that once they see the finalized clip, they're rather impressed with the amount of energy it took, but they like the result.
Right.
They didn't like getting there, but they're like, oh.
Absolutely, yeah. I think like the dad and the son, they introduce themselves as James and little Benny, and they're like, fine, oh, okay, we'll pause, and then you finally do it, and they're like, oh, actually, and James is like, oh, actually, that's quite nice. Could you maybe send it to me? And
Totally.
It's such a nice video of little Benny. That's really nice.
Here are my deeds. Follow my tag.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, what are you on social, like, what are you doing? Are you taking photos for something?
Well, we're here taking photos, but isn't it much better when they're like little clips? Oh, what music do you like? Oh, do you want like some badass like heroic music? Do you want something more Benny Hill?
The little kid pipes when he's like, I like the Jurassic Park theme music, please.
Excellent. We are totally going to do that.
Dinosaurs are my favorite. And you see there's like a little dinosaur
better than flat photographs?
Yeah, I really like it. Could you put a gif of a dinosaur on it as well, please?
Yes.
And he just kind of starts trying to talk to you about dinosaurs.
GIF. That's perfect.
Also, more sparkles, please. And he keeps asking for more like things to do with dinosaurs until like half of the picture is filled up with dinosaurs.
Yes.
I love Benny.
Yep.
Finishing your Mario game upstairs, Dylan and Esther. You realise you haven't seen Khadija for a little while. You think she said that she was going to try some of the games, but you saw her kind of come in to try some of the games earlier, but you don't think you've seen her around for a bit. And she did mention like she might buy you a cup of tea or something to, thank you for helping with the photos.
I will just start looking for her. I feel like I saw her earlier. I've just handed over the controllers, stand up and grab my notebook. And I'm just gonna start like wandering around looking for where she might be. I know that she said that she was gonna, play some games. I'll just start trying to see where she's at.
Yeah, you have a look around, and as I say, you think you saw her over in the sort of arcade section a little while back, but you look around there, she doesn't seem to be in there. You look downstairs, she doesn't seem to be anywhere in the cafe at the moment, which is kind of weird because she said she was staying all day.
Yeah. I'll go up to Mike, and she's like, have you seen my friend Khadija here? Did you see her walk out?
Oh, no, last time I saw her, she was upstairs. She went upstairs, I think, he says.
Interesting. Yeah, just keep an eye out for her.
Okay.
Just let me know. Let one of us, one of the girls know if she leaves.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, everything's open today, so, I mean, she might be in the VR room. She might, I don't know, gone to the loo. Who knows? But, yeah, I'll keep an eye out for her, of course.
Okay. Also, are we allowed to use the VR room today? Could we?
Is it? Oh yeah. Oh, and he's like, I understand. Yeah, the private VR room is unlocked as well if you want to do a fun session with your friends. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I'll go get them. We'll be back. And I'm gonna go find everyone and just kind of no, I didn't get that one. I was gonna use the telepathy move, and then I realized I didn't pick that one up. But I'm gonna go and get everyone and just be like, I don't see Khadija anywhere, and she said she was sticking around all day.
Maybe something came up. I'll message her on Instagram. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we can check my photos if she's in the background somewhere. I mean, I didn't pay a lot of attention to who's
Sure.
on there and who isn't. I can check the past few minutes that I took.
Game Master, I have a skill for my everyday
Yes.
identity called the Fool's Luck.
Okay.
Whereas goofing around, as I have been, I hope,
Yes.
I randomly find something useful / important, which may or may not be related to the situation.
That sounds perfect for something like this. If you were clowning around in the background, maybe you saw something. So have a read of what the rule says. Presumably you're rolling your 2d6 and is it something that applies to Glimpse the Truth perhaps, or is it its own thing?
Well, I don't know if this skill is related to actively searching for something, because I think as a player, I just want to have the hint to drop from heaven at me. And that's how kind of I read this skill, which is why that. So you tell me, should I roll? Is it
Let me have a little look. Sorry,
yes, ma'am. It is page 23.
Oh, thank you very much. Let me just read what it says.
And once you're done, I have a question.
Oh, if you want to find something random, useful, important. Oh, great. So you don't have to roll. That's really cool. Sorry, yeah, what was your question first?
Oh, I was going to ask, is going through the pictures glimpsing the truth at all?
I was going to say that. So I think let's do Tina clowning around first, I think. And then we'll do Glimpse the Truth if you want to do a bit of research. So Tina, yeah, you're clowning around. You've done as you do your costume change, I think actually you kind of like go into a little broom closet, like where they've got all the extra snacks and things, and you're like, get changed. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, gotta look good. And as you're coming out, I think you bump into that little kid, Gareth, who'd been getting annoyed about stuff, and he's like been kind of going, and you notice like, as you've been going in and out of the closet, he's been going up and down the stairs, like to the arcade room, back downstairs, and he keeps kind of circling around. And that's what your tomfoolery gets you. You see he's been sort of kind of doing laps, basically, of all of the different rooms. He can't settle. But yes, so those of you looking through the photos, so Morgan, I think, were you saying you were going to kind of look through your photos? So maybe you want to glimpse the truth, but someone could also help you as well.
I think I'd like to help because I have a move for my everyday where I get an extra hold when I attempt to glimpse the truth.
Cool. Okay, so up to you, but if Morgan wants to give the picture to you and then Morgan could help by like pointing stuff out perhaps, then you could do it.
Yeah, I think Morgan would just pass her camera to Dylan and then look over the shoulder a little, because she's not super attentive. Dylan is probably better at this than she is.
Great, cool.
Also, before we roll, I have a question, because the losing kid was talking to Mike earlier.
Yeah.
Did Morgan overhear this? Does she know that happened?
Yes, I think we were saying you were kind of wandering around, weren't you? So yeah, you overheard that. Yeah.
Okay.
Dylan is going to roll on Glimpse the Truth. So you're going to roll your 2d6, and depending on what you get, you can ask a certain amount of questions from the list. And if you want to help, you can roll. We can do this together, which might give you an additional +1. You can choose to do it after the roll, but if you can think of a way that helps beforehand, it's up to you basically. If you think it narratively makes more sense to roll beforehand, you can do, but also it's allowed to roll after you know the results. So for example, if Dylan only rolls a 7, it's not much point doing we can do this together. So
yeah. What do we think, Morgan? I think. Okay, wait. So did you explain what the extra hold is? Is that what this is?
So a hold, so to explain, if you roll a 79, you hold one, which means you can ask one of the questions on the list. If you get a 10 plus, you can hold 3, so you can ask 3 questions about the sort of scene you're in. And then the +1 from the we can do this together is an additional one. So for example, if you rolled an 8, Morgan would help, and that would give you a 9 if they are successful. So what I would suggest is Dylan rolls first on Glimpse of Truth. If Morgan is then able to help bump it up, then we can do this together, but you might not need to because you might be successful.
Okay, perfect. So I'll do that. I'll just roll first and see what I get. Oh, a 6 and a 5, 11.
11. Oh, well, great. So on a 10 plus, you can ask 3 questions. And what did you say your move did something with this as well?
Yeah, so it's just a life of dreams, extra hold when you attempt to glimpse the truth.
Okay, cool. So that means you can ask 4 of the questions on the list if you want to. As I said, this is to do with the scenes, so you don't have to ask them all at once if you would like. So we can kind of go through and you can keep track.
Okay. So this is going to be on the sorry, I'm getting to the right page for the questions.
Okay.
Okay, so glimpsing the truth. I will do what here is not what it appears to be, or what are they trying to hide?
Absolutely. So looking through the pictures, you're swiping through and you swipe. Ooh, swipe back. You can see Khadijah's in the background of one of the pictures, seems to be playing on the Tetris arcade game. And then in the next picture, which is taken timestamped like almost immediately after, she's gone. And so what it appears to be is that you're pretty sure you saw Khadijah here and now she's disappeared seemingly into thin air. And that's what you find on the picture with that question.
Okay. I will then ask what's the most useful thing here?
Most useful thing here. I think you're all kind of like gathered around and you kind of are like zooming and enhance, up the contrast, try this, try that. And yeah, you look at that picture of her playing and you can see her hands are on like I'm not sure what a Tetris one would be, but like the little like joystick and buttons. And as you sort of zoom, you're like, kind of looks like the buttons are like glowing a little bit as she's touching them. And you think that might be something to do with why she disappeared in the next photo.
Okay. Last 2. What's about to happen?
Well, yeah, you do a little Raymond Simone moment, like, what's about to happen? You hear like the bleep bloop of the game actually as you're like sweeping through, and you kind of look over to the Tetris thing, and you see it's about to start a new game.
Okay.
Despite no one standing at the console.
So before I ask my last question, I will just like say to someone, I'm like, well, actually, I'll ask it and then I'll do it. I will just ask what needs to be protected. Or no, I will ask who is in control here. There we go.
Sure, who is in control here? I think looking through, you don't see everything obviously in just the photos, but you're kind of like looking at those ones just where she disappears. You see a little flash of red hair kind of exiting the picture.
Okay.
And you remember the kid who was getting annoyed has red hair as well.
Okay, so I'll just say, so what are we doing next? I think we should try to possibly unplug that game for now, so nobody goes up to, or maybe we can like grab a broken sign or whatever, so nobody plays it, and slap it on there, and we can go, do a little VR hunting.
Yeah, I can go down and talk to Mike and grab a broken sign easily enough. But we should definitely just physically keep people from the games. Just say that there's a glitch or like a short or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so retro, like a glitch in the matrix. Oh, you're so cute when you go retro.
But did someone disappear? That's not good.
No.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go get that broken sign, and I immediately head downstairs.
Yeah,
Oh
SG.
yeah, one thing before we do that. Did something feel weird to you when you were playing that game?
Was someone playing Tetris earlier?
No, I mean the
Mario.
other one that you did play.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I didn't feel anything weird.
No, it felt fine on the console, yeah.
Wait, a glitch. A glitch in the matrix. Oh, that's so old. Oh my god, that's so old now. But and I have Dylan swipe back to the photo that had the tuft of red hair.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this kid go up and down the stairs over and over. Like he was stuck on this loop.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard him
And
complain to
And
Mike.
the VR sets are upstairs, right?
yeah.
I think it's connected.
Yeah, I
mean,
also heard the kid complain to Mike that the other people are cheating because he was losing all the time, and Mike didn't seem to care that much.
well, I
And if
mean, he is a
you-
little kid.
yeah, I mean, it didn't seem weird to me when it happened, but it kind of falls together now. Also, if you check the older images, the wiring of those games or of the older ones, it's really, really bad. Like, I'm no expert on electronics, but it's also extremely dusty. And it does not actually look like he fixed that recently.
That's weird and not like Mike at all.
So
Should we get the sign, or should we just lock the door and keep people out?
Yes.
I don't know if we'll be able to keep people out. It's a whole room full of retro games.
as you're discussing, you hear the do 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 of the Tetris game start up, despite no one being at the console.
Tina is gonna turn and look at it, and she's just going to rush over and start playing.
Yeah. As just as you're about to put your hands on, you see a little character sort of running between the blocks, wearing a little pink hijab, trying to ignore like these blocks that are starting to come down. And Ada, as you put your hands on everyone watching, you see the buttons start to glow, and then you get sucked into the game, and you're standing, you see Khadija next to you looking like sort of pixelated, and she's like, I don't know where I am, and there's all these big blocks falling at me. I was playing Tetris and now I'm here. And above you can see like these the Tetris blocks are slowly starting to descend.
Oh my god, it's a straight line. Oh my god, go for the square.
You start sort of running back and forth.
Game Master, I have a skill for my everyday identity called a foolish heart.
Absolutely.
If I rush in without a plan, I have a thing. So just putting that out there.
Excellent.
I have for sure rushed in with no plan.
You definitely have rushed in with no plan. Excellent. Tell me when you want to use those things as
okay.
Yes, so Tina has disappeared. We'll get back to Tina and the blocks in a moment. Everyone else, you just watched Tina get sucked into a video game.
Oh god. Oh no. This is bad.
Is there anyone else in the room?
I think there's like I think actually most people are on the Super Mario at the moment. You can see there's two other games like sort of positioned nearby, and then the other side there's like probably two little kids playing like a Tomb Raider game or something, and they seem fine. Like that game doesn't seem to be affected.
Okay, I'm thinking more in terms of, are we going to try to get into this thing as well? And we should probably transform, maybe just not here.
Should we like consult our person before we do this? We don't know if there's any sort of knowledge that they could give us.
Honestly, that might be a good idea.
Maybe we should put up a sign first without asking Mike to keep anyone else from going in. Then we should consult, and then we should go in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. I just tear a piece of notebook paper out and I just write broken, do not touch. And I like very carefully put it over the screen in the back away.
Yeah, cool. You can all see a little tiny Tina and a little tiny Khadija running back and forth. So Tina, yes, you can see some blocks coming down, and it looks like, so yeah, there's like an L shape coming and a straight line. You've got a bit of space in the middle, but Khadija's kind of far on one side, and she's trying to run to keep up, but she's not as fast as you. Are you going to do anything to help?
I would definitely try to physically get her out of danger, push her where I need to push her.
Great, great. So this sounds like either thwart peril, acting despite immediate physical danger, sneaking, dodging, or enduring something, or possibly protect someone, trying to like help someone else out. That's either persona or physical, depending on what you would like.
I would like the physical, please.
Oh, that sounds like a thwart peril. So you're gonna, yeah, try and like physically kind of drag her and push her out the way. So 2d6, please, plus your physical.
Phew.
Oh no, a 1 and a 5, and I have a +1 to physical.
6, so
7.
7. Great, mixed success. So you do succeed, but with a worse outcome, hard choice, or an extra price to pay. So I think you managed to push Khadija and she sort of stumbles out the way, but in the process you feel the block kind of like land on your foot a little bit. You take 1 harm.
I also can take 1 less damage.
Great. So is that from your clowning around thing?
That is the foolish heart, the
Great,
run and no plan.
I think from your many days of practicing sort of like modeling and stuff, like last moment you want to pull that foot out of the way, you take 1 less harm, therefore 0 harm. But yes, the block goes in place. You can see the size of the blocks are kind of like jaggedy, as if you might be able to climb them. So just hopping back for a sec to those outside, you've put up a sign. Are you doing anything else? You can see little tiny Khadija and Tina running back and forth.
I'll be back for you.
Yes, Tina.
I don't know if you can hear.
Oh, this is making me so sad. I could have never predicted this, but this is definitely going in my next story. Okay, let's go.
We do not have time for that. Let's go talk to Tabs. Tabs, right?
Tags, yes.
Yes.
So yeah, you slip into the private VR room that's like for parties and things and shut the door. And it's like a sort of basically like a padded cell so people don't hurt themselves. And how do you sort of like, so viewers tags is their magical creature, who in this case is a little hologram in a VR set. So how do you sort of change it from a normal VR set to awakening tags? Do you do anything with your cell phones or anything?
Oh, absolutely. Right?
Yeah, we have our little, what are they? Hang on, I have it written down.
Personal
Like our little
Wi-Fi.
network,
Yeah, the personal hotspots. So
That's what it is.
yeah, pull those out, and there's like a little special place to attach them to the VR set.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So you sort of doop, it goes doo, and you can all put your little headsets on and stuff. And yeah, after sort of a moment of booting, you see like a little, I think it's like, you know, when there's like, for example, the Wii Sports lady or like the Mii's or whatever, like there's a little sort of cartoon guy sort of like, hello ladies, welcome to Tags' special VR room. How can I help you today?
Tags, something messed up is happening.
Again? You keep getting yourselves into trouble.
I think it's pretty par for the course, don't you?
True. How can I help?
So, do you know anything about people eating games, specifically Tetris?
So, I'm not sure if I've heard about it before. So this sounds like you are trying to consult your mystical creature, which you can do once a session. So this is a pure chance roll. You're just going to roll 2d6. So it doesn't really matter who does it. So perhaps Morgan was the person to ask this. So if you want to roll 2d6 and we'll see if he knows anything.
I got a 7.
7, so a mixed success. They aren't sure what is happening, but they have your backs. You're going to get +1 on your next roll based on this encouragement. So he's like, can't say I've heard of people eating games myself, but that sounds like something in your girls' wheelhouse. I'm sure you're going to do a great job.
Thanks
You can do
for
it.
that, I guess. But we really have no idea what we're supposed to do here. Tina is in this Tetris game right now. It like sucked her in.
He's like, well, I live in a game and I'm fine.
But you didn't live outside the game first.
Yeah.
That's true. Maybe if you could get her back out of the game, that would help.
That sounds, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's ideal, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you plug something in to like turn me on. So is there something plugged in the game? I don't know. You'll have to have a look.
Yeah.
I'm mostly in a VR environment. I don't know what's going on outside. But I'm sure you can work it out. He says, giving you some encouragement.
Thanks, Tags.
Thanks, I guess.
No problem.
Just to
Fine.
recap, we get a +1 on our next roll for what?
Just on you get a +1 on your next roll based on their encouragement.
Okay, thank
So
you.
just on your next roll, you'll get a +1.
Okay, and that's just for one person, right?
Yes, I think so. Yes, because on a 10, everyone would get one. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I walk up to Tags and I hug them like I always try to do, but my arms go.
Yeah.
Like one day it'll work, Tags.
He said, I hope so, one day.
Okay, let's see if there's something plugged into this machine that shouldn't be, I guess.
Yeah. And he sort of is like,
Bye.
Bye.
he sort of fades back.
Okay, so question, because we're in a private room right now, should we transform first?
But then
I'm
we
not
have to
sure
do
if we need to
it.
transform to check some cables.
I mean,
I was thinking more if we end up going into the Tetris and Khadija is there and she recognizes us and then we transform in front of her, it might be a problem.
we could always hide behind a block.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard because if we transform now, we have to leave. Well, I guess they won't know that it's us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
might
know.
just
Okay.
be some super fashionable people. But I think we don't have to transform just to check the game. If we
Okay.
decide to go in, we can still transform first.
Okay.
That
Okay,
seems
let's
like a
do it.
good point first to see how Tina is doing inside the game. So I think Khadija's been climbing up the block to try and get out of the way. Are you following?
If it seems that she is safe there, I will leave her up there.
Mhm.
I recognize that I knew something was weird. I purposefully went in.
Yeah.
Khadija, this is a game. We're in a game. This is like a dream, like fantasy, right?
I mean, it didn't feel like fantasy when it almost hit you, but I guess.
What if what we pretend becomes real? What if you imagine a sword?
She's like, okay, I'll
Try.
try. Nothing happens.
Okay.
It didn't work.
But
you
if
can
it
see
really
the symbol coming
happened,
down.
but if it really happened, it would be because we're in this strange place and nothing else, right? Because this is weird.
Yeah, this is definitely weird. I don't think any of this is real. You're right.
What if I pretend I have powers?
I guess you could try. The sword didn't work, but go for it.
Yum.
Yeah. So Tina gets out her sort of phone / Wi-Fi connection device, her magical item. And Tina, are you transforming? And if so,
I'm
tell
gonna
us.
pretend now. Let's see what happens. Remember, it's because of the game, nothing else. And I'm gonna
Okay.
transform.
Great. Tell us about your transformation, Tina. What does it look like?
Totally a la Sailor Moon. She's going to be a bit blue themed energy, stars and ribbons come out, and it's like this giant beam came from the video game sky, and Tina's just covered in glow, and whatever clothes she was wearing now turns into this very sleek but almost Kevlar looking armor pieces with a giant musical note on the top and the mask.
Excellent, excellent. And so Tina becomes trending. And what? Yes, you sort of tell us also. Yeah, what? Where are you trending right now? Trending. What is
We are
your social
trending
media of
in
choice?
hashtag retro games.
Hashtag retro games. I think the rest of you actually, like outside the game, like you get a little alert, like, oh, there's a hashtag trending that wasn't before, which you kind of know means like, oh, trending's come out. On which site was it that trending is powered by?
She bugs everyone to go on TikTok, and some people roll their eyes, some people think it's a security breach, but it's just fun.
Excellent. Yeah, I think you will get a little notification from like TikTok, like, oh, new trending hashtag going on. So trending, you've transformed, and yeah, you can see there's a few more blocks starting to head down, and there's a square about to fill the gap where you're standing at the bottom. Khadijah's on the top. What are you going to do?
I would like to somehow break this block before it comes to me. I guess it's a clash?
Yeah, that does sound like a clash. So that's your 2d6 plus your physical.
And I think I have a skill for the warrior. I've got the upper hand. When I clash against the same target, I gain +1 damage after the initial attack. So let's just roll, see what happens.
Okay.
It's a 4, and that's a 3 + 1, so that is 8.
8. Okay, so on a 7+, you both do damage to each other. And you do damage, which is equal to your physical, or if you have a weapon, it's your weapon stat, I believe. So you manage to sort of hit it, and actually you do break it as you do, but it kind of like crushes your arm a little bit, and you take 1 harm.
Got it.
But yes, in return you inflict however much harm your. Do you have like a weapon, if I remember rightly?
No, I think I'd be just pure physical.
Just
here.
physical, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, either way, it's not a very strong block. It seems like. So yeah, you smash it. Probably like sort of like doing a cool jump or something. Blocks kind of, they all turn into like little mini blocks that do fill the floor as well, and you see the bottom layer of the Tetris goes. Khadijah sort of wobbles on the top of the block as well, trying to stay stable as it all moves, and you can see a few more are coming down. Let's quickly hop back to girls outside of the game. You're coming to check some wires, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rundown.
Yeah, just going to look around and see if there's anything weird about the machine that doesn't look like, I guess, any of the other classic video game machines.
Cool. Yeah, you kind of have a look over, and yeah, guided by Morgan spotting it earlier, you notice the panel has got like, I mean, you've probably not seen the back of a video game thing like that much before, but you know, like there's HDMI and things where they should be. They've all been kind of moved around into like a weird configuration. Some are just kind of hanging out, and some are like plugged in different spots. And you can see there's like a little sort of box that's been attached to one of the wires that seems to be making that wire glow the same color as the console stuff at the front as well.
Okay, well, this should probably not be here.
Yeah, that looks wrong. But can we just pull it out? I mean, there are still people inside.
Yeah, I'm worried that if we pull it out, then they'll be gone.
I agree. And I'm wondering if that kid has anything to do with this. Huh.
This might be a good time to be vigilant when you're in a dangerous situation and you want to find out. There's a couple of questions that might be relevant to the situation. If you're sort of investigating and looking around, that's with mental, if anyone particularly wants to try it. You don't have to use this right now, but up to you.
I probably shouldn't. I have a -1 on mental.
Does possibly, I have a thing on my sheet called It All Fits Together. Oh wait, no, not It All Fits Together. Wait, no, yeah, I think that's just specifically used in like attacks or something.
Yeah, I believe that's a tactician move. So until you're transformed, you won't be able to use that.
Oh, it's a
We're only Sorry, we're only able to use our everyday identity things.
Yeah, until you are transformed, yes.
It's a dreamer thing. It says in your
Oh,
dream,
right.
in the sands of time and threads of fate, but it's just saying that, like, you state you are experiencing a deja vu and roll mystical.
Ooh, cool.
But then all of the results have like, it's like holds that it says like on a 10 plus hold 2, or on a 7 to 9 hold 1, or if I fail you hold 2 over me.
Ooh, interesting.
And I can pick one of the holds to spend.
Let me just quickly read. See, in Sons of Time, plus fate, you can state you're experiencing deja vu. Can interfere with the next an enemy. Can cause an accident. Find something you had left. Target loses something. You could use it now, but yeah, you're right. Like, it doesn't necessarily affect this right now. I think like it might make more sense.
Yeah.
If you were against someone of that. Yeah. So I would suggest for now maybe stick with be vigilant, because you're looking around and trying to work out what's going on in this quite difficult circumstance.
Perfect. Okay. I have a +0 to mental, so
Yeah, same.
I mean, I guess either of us could then.
Yeah, I think we could maybe do the same strategy as before, and someone with a +0 just rolls, and if it fails, we can do this together.
Sounds good.
Okay. Cool. Do you want me to roll?
Go for it.
Oh my gosh, I rolled 1, I got a 5. 2 5s, got a 10.
10. Brilliant. Don't need that extra one. So you can ask 3 questions from Be Vigilant. I can see a few that might be relevant.
Oh, what's the best way to protect the area and victims here?
You think, okay, so Asnet, you're looking over, quite rightly, I think Esther was mentioning, like, don't know if you want to yank the cord straight out or not, but it does seem to be what's powering the machine. So you think if you wanted to get them out, like maybe the fastest way to would be to unplug it, but you're not sure, like, are they the only things that would come out? That's what you can work out looking at this particular situation.
Right.
So to protect the victims in particular, you reckon you could yank the plug, but quite what will happen, you're not sure yet.
Okay. So am I allowed to like talk to the group about what?
Absolutely, yeah. And in fact, those other 2 that you've got left, you can ask slightly later, as long as you're still sort of looking and doing the same thing.
I will do that, because I don't know if there's the question of, we know how to get in, but it's getting out seems to be the problem. And then also either the weakness of it might be better to learn later on, or any dangers that I haven't noticed might be.
Yeah, that was the first one that I spotted that I thought might be useful here.
So I've asked 1 so far, I think. So we have, it's
so
like, oh, what was that?
We have 2 more.
Yes.
Yeah, I think maybe we could ask right away if there are any dangers that we haven't noticed so far.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure. As you're looking over the machine and you're trying to work out like the best way to do it, you notice, like, you know how like old arcade ones would have like the coin slots and things as well. You notice those are also very faintly glowing, and like the bit where like extra change would come out is also glowing. Looks like maybe stuff could come out of there. Also, in terms of dangers you haven't noticed, as you're looking over, I think, Morgan, you say you kind of tend to drift a little bit more. You're kind of looking around and you notice the game next door, Pac-Man, also very faintly glowing. And one of the little kids has just finished the Tomb Raider game on the other side of the room and is starting to head towards the Pac-Man game.
Oh no, I'm not good at convincing people. Esther.
Yeah.
Do you see Pac-Man over there? It's glowing too, and there's a child walking towards it, and maybe you might want to, and she stutters a little, and then she just kind of pushes you very softly into that direction.
Okay. Hi, I am so sorry. This game is out of order right now, and so we're going to have to get it repaired. I am so sorry. You can play any of the other games. There's a Miss Pac-Man over there if you want. It's not quite the same, but it's pretty much the same.
But it doesn't have a broken sign on, and that one does. So why are they both out of order?
We haven't put the broken sign on it yet. We just noticed there's some glitches and it's not safe to play right now. I'm so sorry.
Sounds like you're trying to convince someone.
Yes.
So 2d6 plus emotional.
Yep, hang on. No, I'm just checking something really quick.
Absolutely.
Acting in front. No, that's not a thing. Okay. So convince, and what am I adding? Emotional?
Emotional, please.
I rolled a 9 plus 2, 11.
Oh, brilliant. They do what you ask. If the ask is too great, that nope. So he's like, I guess Miss Pac-Man's kind of saying, but I hope you can fix it soon. And he sort of trogs off to Miss Pac-Man is on the other side of the room. Seems the ones that are glowing seem to be all on the same side. So he goes back and says to his mates, like, come on, let's try Miss Pac-Man. And they busy themselves playing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so rip out another piece of notebook paper, scribble, broken, whatever, carefully place it.
Is it?
I'm gonna look really quickly on the screen to see if there's anyone in there.
There doesn't seem to be anyone in there at the moment. You can just see the little ghosts and Pac-Man running around.
Okay, cool.
Leaving
Leaving it alone.
If we check behind the Pac-Man game, is there also a little box that doesn't belong there?
Yes, it looks very similar to the Tetris game, yeah.
Can we check all of the games on the back wall or on this wall?
Yeah, you have a look at them all. You find one more. Donkey Kong has also got a little box on it as well. And checking inside, you see a little figure running back and forth. It looks like it might be actually one of your schoolmates that you saw earlier, Marcus. He's your friend. You know him from like the basketball team, and he's like running back and forth, like trying to avoid the barrels that are rolling down.
Interesting.
Oh dear. But we have one game where nobody is inside. We could yank out the box from that game and see what happens.
But what if something comes out of it?
Then we'll know that something is going to come out of it.
Possibly if something bad might come out, but also our friends might come out too. Like Marcus.
Well, no, she was saying Pac-Man, pulling the plug on Pac-Man because there's no one in it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah. See, I was thinking if we're doing any of the other games, if we pull the plug on them, then possibly it might let the rest of them come out of the games too. Maybe we should go get that kid and ask him what he knows about this. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to try to find him, see if he knows anything.
Sure. I'll just start looking. I'm gonna go where Morgan said, or not Morgan, where Tina said he was like running up and down the stairs. I'm just gonna like see if I can catch him. But yeah.
I think you see him and he's kind of like he comes out of one of the VR rooms and like starts to head back down the stairs, and you can see he's heading back down towards board games currently if you want to follow him.
Absolutely.
While that is happening, trending, you are still in this game. There are still blocks. The Tetris music is blaring. Khadija is looking very stressed, and you can see there's a few, like, I think by this point you've been sort of managing to just about scramble between the blocks, and you're getting about halfway up in the game, if that makes sense. So like it's kind of going a little bit faster, and you can see Khadija's on one side, you're kind of managed to get to the other, and you can see there's another block starting to descend. Khadija's going to get a bit stuck. You think, what do you do?
I'm tired of minions. I'm tired of fillers. I'm tired of reposts. I need to see the OP here because it's not going to last very long. And I would like to make a bellowing roar.
Sweet.
Normal people will automatically flee, and I'm hoping this forcefully moves Khadija somewhere away.
Sure.
I roll persona to affect underlings. On a certain roll, underlings stop fighting and flee. On another roll, they're scared, plus blah, blah, etc. Heroes have a -1 to checks, while other heroes have a -1 to checks, but they're not here, so I don't have to maybe negatively affect them.
Yeah. Cool. Roll some dice.
Oh god, oh god. 3 and a 6.
So a 9. Okay. So that will be a mixed success, I believe. Can you tell me what it says on that?
They are on a 7 to 9. Underlings in this case are scared, and I gain +1 armor against these minions. Tina would
Great.
kind of assign minions to these things because where's the end boss? I don't need to fight these. Come out, boss! Fight me!
Yeah, great, cool. So yeah, you're like, step it up, and I think this bellowing roar like cracks all of the bricks you were all standing on. Khadija gets kind of like flung back a little bit, like to the edge, and is like, oh, and sort of manages to hold on to like the edge of the box, if that makes sense, like a little pole, and like fireman's pole goes like wee down to the bottom. And yeah, all of the bricks, both the ones that are already there and coming down, break. And you feel a weird like tugging sensation in your tummy as both you and Khadija go out of the game back into the games room. Trending, you are still transformed, laying on the floor as everyone else apart from Dylan, who's gone downstairs, sees you all get flung out of the game.
Are we around when they just pop back out?
Yes, so Morgan and Esther still up there, I believe. Dylan, you've gone downstairs to try and find Gareth, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Esther and Morgan, you're there. Also, the two little kids playing Pac-Man turn around, Miss Batman, and are like, who's the pretty lady?
I think in that case, I want to do something because I got an action that is called I Wish.
Great.
And I would like to just slightly alter reality in a way that does me good.
Cool.
And I'm going to roll on Mystical for that. Oh dear, I failed. Never mind. I got a 3 and I got a +2 on Mystical.
So 5, yeah.
Yeah.
So mark some experience. If you get 6 experience, you're going to get a hero achievement. So yeah, what were you trying to alter? And let's see where it went wrong.
Yeah, if it would have succeeded, it would have actually allowed me to turn off the light and make the area dark for a minute, so I can just, or could have just hit Trending literally falling out of an arcade for a sec of, I think, for a minute or so.
Yeah, cool. So
but
I think
that didn't happen and instead I took some harm, I think, actually.
Oh dear. Yeah, so whatever it says on your sheet, if you take some harm, but also yeah, I think you kind of get the light, but it just turns into sort of like a disco ball type situation, which only serves to make Trending look even more fabulous and amazing, and everyone's like, whoa.
Trending, I'm so sorry, but I'm also welcome for the spotlight, I guess.
Yeah.
Khadija, this game is so broken.
Yeah,
that game is doing something weird.
You're still different, she says.
The game is doing something really weird. I don't know what this is. Let's get out of here. I'll be right behind you.
Okay. And she goes and sits down and like basically has a lie down on the Super Mario couch, like everyone's just like, get out of the way. I don't understand.
I don't follow her, and I go behind some other arcade machine and I just kind of duck.
So I look to Morgan, I say, should we try to unplug the game now? They're out.
I guess. Should we transform first? I mean, what if a monster comes out?
I'm going to duck behind one of the arcade games because they're huge. So I'm going to duck behind one of them and transform really quick.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. There are two little kids who are sort of gawking at Trending. So they don't notice as you kind of like duck behind.
I look horrified and then I pose and I go back to being horrified.
Brilliant. So Esther, tell us about your transformation and who you transform into.
So I
your very cramped transformation.
Yes. I crouch down and I push the button on the transformer thing, and as with Trending, I light up like a Sailor Scout because I like that imagery. And you just see all of these hearts and the little airplanes and everything like showering all around, and Esther transforms into Perpetua, who is slightly shorter than Esther, and they have a fringe that curls off to the side and a bright pink and purple beret, and they're wearing basically a morph suit that goes from the neck down and is black, and on top of that is a very colorful crop top hoodie and these poofy shorts, and they're wearing knee-high boots, and everything is in this like cascade of purple and pink and orange, like the Instagram logo. And they also have this really fantastic looking spear that's like all pointy and pretty. And I have a picture for anyone who wants to see that I commissioned artwork for this.
Amazing. I think if you sort of step out a little bit, the boys are like, whoa. Because they're quite young. They're just like, oh my gosh, are you an angel? Oh my
I'm a cosplayer.
Oh wow, I didn't know anyone was cosplaying today. This is so cool. And they're just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Morgan, what are you doing?
So everyone who's there is kind of distracted, right?
Yeah.
So I can just stand in a corner and transform there.
Yeah.
No, there's a good chance that nobody will notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to do right that.
Excellent. So tell us, Morgan, who do you transform into?
Yeah, Morgan's transform is not quite as flashy. She actually just, her shape seems to wake up a little if you look at it.
Yeah.
Kind of like that chromatic aberration filter that you can sometimes use.
Amazing.
So her vision kind of just breaks up in the several colors that it is made up of, and they shift a little apart, so she blurs just a bit. And that lasts just about a second, and then for a blink she's just straight out of existence, and then in the next blink she just like zaps back in, but completely different looking. The shape is roughly the same, but her skin tone and her hair and most of her clothing has just gone completely white. And the shape of the clothing is roughly the same. It's still a white flare short dress, but with bell sleeve this time. It kind of looks a bit like a witchy dress. And on the dress you got, like, really, before she had a muted red, and now it's, for the accent on the dress, is like a really bright and aggressive red, like incidentally the branding colors of Pinterest.
I wonder what that could be.
I wonder how that happened.
Excellent. Cool.
The boots, the goth boots that she had before, are basically the same. They just turned white and red like the rest of her. And in that state, she just zaps back into reality and just stands there in the corner being really white and aggressively red.
Cool. And I think, Dylan, you're maybe at the top of the stairs when you see everyone starts transforming. Do you carry on down, or do you see everyone and think,
going to continue with my mission before I'm like, okay, I'll go back over to them in a minute.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I think that might be a good place for us to have a little break. So we'll take about 5 minutes. We'll be back at, I've got 2023 on my watch, so 2027-ish. And yeah, we will go on a little break and we'll be back and we'll see what is going on at the arcade.
See y'all soon.
Okie dokie. We are back with a bit more glitter hearts. So far we've been exploring the VR bar and arcade, and strange happenings have been going on. People have been getting trapped in games, including Tina, who then transformed into trending and managed to break her and her friend Khadija out. So we return, we have Trending, we have Perpetua and Chroma in their hero forms. You're all standing in the middle of the arcade room. These two kids are staring at you like, wow, amazing. And Dylan, you are heading down to try and track down where this kid Gareth has gone, who you think might be involved somehow.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep looking for him. I see my friends in the corner of my eye, and I also get the notifications on my phone. Okay, someone's trending on this, someone's trending on that, trending on Pinterest, trending on Instagram, trending on TikTok. Cool. I know I gotta go next. But for now, I'm gonna pocket my phone and try to find this kid.
Cool. So if you head downstairs, it's quite busy downstairs because there's a lot of like people are coming in and out to check out what's going on. But you see you can kind of look through and you see some red hair at the back. He seems to currently be playing a game of Jenga with someone, and as you kind of approach, he seems to get annoyed. He's just like and like just swipes the tower over and he's like, it's not fair, like I was gonna lose, it's not fair. I'm gonna go back upstairs. And he starts stomping past you.
I'm gonna just grab him.
What are you doing? Let go of me.
I'm just curious about some of the games you've played today. I'm actually convinced that they're rigged too, and I would very much like it if you could show me which games are, in your opinion, the most rigged.
I mean, all of them are rigged, so
can I ask for your opinion on 3 specific games?
This sounds like you're maybe trying to convince him to go with you.
Beautiful.
So that is your 2d6 plus emotional.
Cool. And then do we still have, wait, so the +1 on the next roll from tags, was that only for Morgan?
I think we said it was, yes.
What? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. However, you are actually using the information you got from Be Vigilant, and if you act on the answers in a meaningful way, you do get +1 from that. So.
Okay, so I rolled a 4 and a 4.
8.
+1.
Okay, +1, 9. Okay, so now, as you may have realised, he's in fact not an everyday person. He's an adversary of some sort. So on a 7 to 9 for them, they'll do it, but only if you promise them something equal in return. So he says like, well, I'll show it to you, but you've got to show me which games you think are rigged, and you've got to let me win on one of them.
I can do that.
Okay, fine. And he leads the way upstairs and stops as he comes into the arcade room to see these 3 magical heroes. And he's just like, I didn't think there was a costume contest today. What are you all doing?
You don't need a costume contest to dress up.
Yeah, there were photographers around. You can just look nice regularly.
Whatever. And he trumps over to one of the games. And he jumps over, I think, to like Donkey Kong actually, at the one at the far end, and he's like, look, this one I think is definitely rigged. And you see he kind of leans over it a little bit for a moment, and he seems to be sort of fiddling with something, and then he starts playing it normally, and you can see the little tiny figure of Marcus, your classmate, like running back and forth, and he's like, look, it's not fair that he keeps throwing the barrels at me, and like, how am I supposed to win if he keeps throwing the barrels? It's not fair.
But that's the point of the game.
I know, but it shouldn't be. Like, they should program it so it's easier.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think we could do to make it easier?
I don't know. Like, they should have an easier mode or something. I don't know.
What were you doing
if we put in a super OP hero in there that you control and is for sure going to win?
How would you do that though? Because it's already set up. Like, that's why I don't like these old games. That's why I like the new games, because you can mod them and stuff. You can't do that with old games.
Out of character, Tina would totally want to jump into this game and pull out Marcus and to win.
Yeah. So
how about you know what? Sometimes the only way to win against tricksters is to trick them back. But don't look at my trick. Can you just turn around for a bit?
How do I know you're not going to just make it harder for me?
because winning
promised you
is
that it would be
awesome.
easier. Yeah, I promised you that I would let you win against me.
True.
Welcome.
And he's like, and he sort of is like, sort of grumbles to himself, like, okay. And he sort of, you see him sort of lean over the game again and sort of fiddle with something, and then he turns away. He's like, nothing. I was just cleaning this mark I made on it. And he turns away. And you notice, like, when he was touching it, it wasn't glowing, but it's now glowing again.
The boy is.
The console, like,
Okay.
for the game, yeah. And he's like, okay, fine. Trending, you put your hands into Donkey Kong. I don't know the music for Donkey Kong. Dylan, you see Trending pops up next to your friend Marcus, who's like, oh my god, man, what's happening? I've been trapped inside this game for so long. I don't even like Donkey Kong. I was just trying it. I was
We're
just
gonna
waiting
get
for
you out
Pac-Man.
of here. It's okay. Will you follow me later?
Okay, fine.
Okay.
If you save my life, fine. And you can see up there's like these ladders and then the little planks that you need to climb up to try and reach. A giant monkey standing at the top. Donkey Kong is throwing down barrels at you, and you can see they're sort of like, and the barrels are sort of like pixelated and glowy as well, making their way down. They look kind of similar as it did when you were inside the Tetris game. You get a feeling like they're kind of similar.
Maybe we should help Trending a little so it's
Yeah.
more fair.
Right. Remind me really quick, and this could probably be a character. How do you win Donkey Kong? I've only
You
ever
have to
played
get to the
Donkey Kong.
top.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
to get
Yeah,
to
it's
the
like
and
levels, but yeah, you got to get to the top
Okay.
without getting hit by the barrels.
I
Okay, that's
could
not
I
one that
could
I get.
try to do something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after this kid because something's up with
Okay.
the kid.
Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
turned away currently. And in fact, actually, I think, Dylan, you kind of hear him give like a little tiny, like, a little giggle. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm grabbing this kid. I'm grabbing him.
Chroma, what were you thinking you might do?
I was wondering if I try to do my hex action that my witch form gives me if I could use the game as a target.
Sure, yeah, you could definitely try that.
Okay, then I shall try that. And it's a the rulebook has a little plus mystical. Is there a difference if it's a plus or just a mystical roll?
I believe that means that you use your mystical on it, yeah. Roll
Okay.
adding your mystical stat.
I rolled a natural 6 and I got a +2 on mystical, so
Cool.
I got an 8.
8. Cool. So on a 7 to 8, hold 1. So you can choose 1 from that list.
Yes, what I want to do is... Oh yeah, the target is slowed somehow. I would like to do that to the game, so maybe the barrels are slower.
Cool,
And
yes.
also if Trending tries to hit them, she gains a +1 on clash actions.
On clash. Awesome. Yeah, I think, yeah, you kind of, how do you do that? How does your hex work visually?
It's not super exciting because for some reason, even in her hero form, Chroma still has her camera. It just also turned white and the lens is now a fiery red. And she kind of just mumbles a little into it and then snaps a picture of the game. And then the whole game just has that little aberration effect that she also had on her transformation, and then it's just changed in a way. It's slightly creepy in the moment it happens.
Excellent, cool, yes. So Trending, you're inside, you see the barrels slow down, but you're still full speed. So yeah, they're becoming much easier to dodge now. Apparently we've got a little bit of stream problem. We'll keep talking, Caroline. Sorry, behind the scenes quick.
We're good.
We're good, Good, cool. There we go, we're all back. What were we saying? Yeah, so they slow down. So it's much easier for you. Marcus is kind of managing to sort of pop either side of the barrels. He's on the basketball team. He's got the lateral dodge down. So yeah, you are slowly making your way up. What are you doing inside the game? Now it's a bit easier to dodge.
Now that's easy to dodge. If I turn around and look at the sky, do I see like the monitor?
Yeah, you see like the dome of the monitor, and like you can see very far away, like with like a fisheye lens, you can see your friends outside, sort of all like trying to look in at you, but like very far away, and you feel very small in comparison.
But I don't see the redhead kid who I said we're going to win. I'm like, I'm going to win this for you. Where is he?
Yeah, he is to the side with Dylan, in fact.
And
Who we get to
even
in a
though
moment.
a basketball guy is doing very well, I'm going to start charging forward over the slowed barrels,
Mhm.
and I'm just going to point at Donkey Kong, at this giant ape up there, be like, I'm your opponent here, and I'm going to
Yes.
force it to fight just me.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, that's one of your warrior moves, isn't it? I think.
Yes.
Love
Awesome.
that.
And so you're going to clash, is that right?
Yes, I guess. First is a 6, and the second one is a 5.
5
Hey.
and +1 from Morgan helping you out.
12.
So a 12. Oh, very nice. So 12 does even better. Sometimes 12 does cool things in Glitter Hearts. So on a 12+, choose an enhanced effect. So either all magical heroes get +1 forward, you suffer no damage, inflict double damage, or force the enemy to flee.
Ooh. Can you repeat the first two? Or I'm just reading.
It's on your class sheet. All magical heroes get +1 forward, so on their next roll they'll get +1, or you suffer no damage, or inflict double damage, or make them flee.
I'm going to make the enemy flee because when we fled in Tetris,
Yeah.
that pulled out Khadija.
Cool. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, how you kind of you're like, fight me instead, and it kind of looks and it sees you like all beefy and heroic, and it's like, and sort of is like, oh, and it sort of gets back in. I think there's like a little house that kind of retreats and is like, puts his barrel down. I think so on a clash you always do damage to each other. So it throws one last barrel, which like you sort of punch aside, but it does give you 1 harm. I think as you kind of punch it out of the way, it hurts your hand a little bit, and then
Okay.
it's like tosses his last barrel, shuts the door, and the barrels sort of all bounce down, and as the last one rolls sort of into the bottom of the game, again you feel that tug on your tummy, and you and Marcus are flung back into the room. As Dylan, you are talking to Gareth. What do you say to
I
Gareth?
just say,
who is
what are you doing here?
I'll never tell you.
Oh yeah, you will. And I'm gonna
No,
transform.
cool. Okay, Dylan, tell us who you transform into.
Okay, so you watch Dylan. Dylan is like all of these very soft pastels. This is like the description that I want to go with, which is like a holographic, like yellows, whatever. She transforms into this very tall, very like big presence. You see the whole like see, the thing is, everyone else has Sailor Moon. I didn't watch a lot of Sailor Moon growing up. I watched She-Ra a lot though. So
Excellent.
She-Ra thing, like very much doing attack poses in order to get her weapon, and you see her armor, gloves, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if everyone else is wearing dresses, but she specifically is wearing like pants and like high boots and stuff. Her outfit is red and white and gold. So you see she's got like a main like all of her main costume pieces are white with red trimming on them, and then her gloves and one super long whip is like white with gold on it. And you all get a notification that she went viral on Archive of Our Own. So specifically, she just pulls
a
out
few-
her whip.
Like the kids, like a few of the kids, like in the other room, you hear them being like, I didn't know there was still a website. Oh,
Oh,
why is this trending today?
exactly. She's like, she just does that, takes out her whip, and then has it in the hand that she is going to put on this kid's shoulder.
Mhm.
She's going to say, you're going to talk to me and tell me what is happening right now.
And he looks you in the eye and you say, I don't think I will. And he gets like a little remote and goes, dunk, and you hear like a little Pac-Man noise, and from the Pac-Man machine, you hear like chomp 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 as Pac-Man and 3 little ghosts go into real life as little sort of holograms, and they start kind of coming towards you.
No,
and he kind of like
no.
shoves you away and tries to sort of back up a little bit. And he's like, I don't think I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, that answers the question of what would come out if we just tore off the boxes, I guess.
Yeah.
You can unplug them now, I hope, after this.
Well, hang on. Is trending still in the machine? No, you're out.
Trying
Okay.
to
Trending's
eat it
just
out.
been flung out. In fact, probably a very similar time to as the ghosts start to come out.
Can I?
Okay, cool. Can I swing my spear and just slash at one of the ghosts?
Absolutely. Sounds like a clash, in fact.
Yep.
Did I ask what the weakness is at this point?
Oh,
everyone?
from your be vigilant.
Yeah.
What do we?
Yeah,
think?
I reckon you can. In fact,
Beautiful.
you of the ghosts and things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Ghost or Gareth? You all, what do you think? I also forgot to say my hero's name is Beta Reed. That's
Yeah.
I didn't say
Beta
that.
Reed.
I would say Gareth is the priority in the end. We could just fight the things and it'll be fine, but we should know his weakness.
I agree. So for Gareth.
Actually, what I'm going to say is you can get a little bit of knowledge on Gareth, but because that glimpse of truth, be vigilant was from looking at the games, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them, but I'll tell you a little bit about him as well. So firstly, weakness of the, sorry, I should have said that before, but the weakness of the little ghosts, out of the game, they seem pretty like flimsy, kind of see-through, and like the edges of their pixels are kind of like buffeted a little bit as you're kind of all moving around. It looks like they would dissolve pretty easily from like one hit, basically.
Okay.
You can't tell exactly what Gareth's weakness is yet because that wasn't kind of what you were looking at before, but you can see he's trying to like back up towards the VR rooms, and he's kind of like tugging down his sleeves a little bit as if he's trying to hide something that he's got under the sleeves. That's what I'll tell you. So Perpetua, you were saying they wanted to swing their spear.
Yes, they're going to swing the spear. Yeah, they're going to swing the spear, like twirl it in their hands and then slash at one of the ghosts.
Cool. Sounds like a clash to me. So roll plus your physical.
Oh, that's a 5.
A 5.
Does Heart
Okay.
Piercer get anything? Does it get a +1?
You can check on your thing.
Hang on 1 second. There it is. No.
Cool. Okay. Well, mark some experience. Unfortunately, it wouldn't help if anyone helped you out here. So you sort of swing towards it, and it sort of out of the way, and kind of like comes over you, and as it kind of it sort of flies through you because it's sort of like a hologram, and you feel horrible afterwards, and you feel like kind of down, and like maybe your powers aren't good enough, and so you have the self-doubting condition, which means you get -1 to persona at the moment until you are able to resolve that through roleplay or through rest and relaxation.
Okay. Persona. Okay, cool. Well, that didn't work.
Quick question: is there any like, are we still next to the cafe?
You're upstairs at the moment. The arcade room is kind of at the back, and then the other side there's the Super Mario and then the VR. Downstairs is the cafe and the board games.
Is there any possibility that any kids might have like left any cups of water or like anything like that?
Yeah, I reckon there could have been. I reckon there's someone's left some fizzy pop. Yeah, on the side there's a little cup of Coke. Actually, the two kids actually are standing in the corner like, one of them is holding like a little cup of Coke and it's like, what is happening? This is a cosplay.
Yes, can I rush over to them and grab the Coke and like throw it on the kid? Like throw it on Gareth?
Sure. On Gareth, yeah.
Yeah, just to see if I can get his little gloves, whatever's
I see. Cool.
Or his sleeves, I guess.
So this isn't a clash. I would say this is probably a thwart peril, because you're trying to like grab it and throw it, and you're hoping it goes right. If it goes right, it's going to go really well, but if it doesn't, something might happen.
Yeah.
So that is with plus physical, please.
Perfect.
And people can help you as well.
6 + 3 is 9, plus a 1 in my physical.
Here's a 10. Great. You do what you set out to do. Yeah, you throw the Coke over Gareth, and he's like, ugh, and he brushes himself off with the Coke, and you see as he kind of pulls his sleeves back, he's got like these little wristbands on that have like little sort of buttons that are glowing, and he's like, and he tries to sort of brush them off a little bit, and he keeps sort of stumbling back towards the edge of the room. He looks like he's trying to get out of the room. Meanwhile, Marcus has gotten up from the floor, is very confused, and sees one of the little ghosts flying towards him. Trending, yeah. What are you doing?
I want to get Marcus out of the way. If I need to take a hit, I'm going to take the hit.
Absolutely. That sounds like protect someone. Trying to stop it from happening to them, happen to you. So that is plus persona.
Uh-oh, okay. I have a -1, so let's see how this goes. Oh no, it's a 1. And it's a 2. It's a total of 3. -1 is a total of 2.
2, okay. So mark some experience. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, doesn't work as planned. I think you're like, Marcus, no, you try to push him into the ghost, and the ghost floats through him, and Marcus, being just like a normal human boy, is overcome by the feeling of this ghost running through him, and he just falls unconscious. It's like, and falls to the ground, overwhelmed. He's not dead, he's just unconscious, but he's not happy. Not doing good. And yeah, the ghost is like carries on. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's 2 ghosts, a Pac-Man, Gareth's heading for the door. Chroma, what are you getting up to?
Yes, I actually have a few possibilities. I'm just thinking whether I should go after Gareth or help fight the ghost. I mean, trending kind of just failed, so maybe they could use the help. And I'm going to do my 1 offensive move, which is again Hex.
Cool.
And I rolled a... Oh, that's good. I got an 11.
Nice.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 9. I got a +2 in mystical, so I can hold 2.
Hold 2, cool.
And one of the actions that Hex lets me do is just cause 1 damage to a target.
Great.
And I think I will first snap a slightly creepy, aberrated photo of one of the small ghosts and see if it fizzles out from just that.
Oh, like using your camera sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like my targeting mechanic where I want to direct
Cool.
the hex, and when I snap the photo, it's actually applying
he's
the
saying
hex.
it, and it does 1 damage. Yeah, as you target the one that had just gone through Marcus, as you snap it, there's a flash, and it starts to sort of disintegrate. As it does so, it sort of like disintegrates, and like all of the pixels start kind of going, and trending, you're kind of standing near it, and as you kind of breathe in some of the pixels, and it feels real gross, and you feel kind of like, ugh, I feel kind of groggy and tired. I feel not so with it, and you're muddled, which means you get -1 to mental until you're able to fix it.
Oh no. Okay, because I rolled well enough, I can hold 2, so I can snap 2 ghosts into oblivion. And as trending just kind of gets pixeled by that 1 dying ghost, she can just hear Chroma's voice kind of from the back. Sorry about that.
Sorry. So yeah, there's 1 ghost left. So you also take a picture of that one, because you can do 2 things. That one's kind of near the 2 little kiddies, and as it goes, the one nearest to the ghost that was holding the pop originally is like kind of, and he looks like he's going to be sick, and he sort of turns towards the waste paper basket like, I don't feel so good.
Sorry again.
Stop taking photos. I don't know what you're doing, but I don't like it. So all three ghosts are gone, but you can see there is a large Pac-Man. Esther, it started to turn towards you and is trying to snap towards you.
Okay. How far away is it from me?
Reasonably close. Like, are you worried about distance of your...
I was thinking more along the lines of, can I rush over to Gareth and try to connect with him deeply?
Oh, touch his heart. Yeah, you can kind of step back away from the Pac-Man. Yeah. Sounds like you're trying to touch the villain's heart.
Touch the hearts and I get a +1 because I have a connection to the harder moments in life.
Oh,
and so I turn to Gareth and I grasp his hands and I say, I know that things can be really hard. I know that it's really difficult when things don't go your way, but you know, it's just a game. You don't have to hurt people for a game.
You wouldn't understand. You don't understand. But yes, roll touch the heart. This is plus emotional.
Okay, plus emotional. Cool. 6, 7, 8 total.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, the next action against them gains a +1. So he's like, you would never understand. You're successful and not like me. And he tugs his hand free. But you're kind of close to him. So your next action against Gareth is going to get a +1.
So
I think that's for everyone. I think that's
for
anyone who does one against him.
Okay. Is there a possibility I could try to? Oh crap. I can't tell if so I can either do one step ahead, which lets me like roll to see if I've thought about the outcome of this situation and will give everyone a +1 ongoing. Cool. Or I could do my wish fulfillment. So anytime I try to glimpse the truth about I could try to glimpse the truth about what he just said. And even if I fail at it, I still can ask what does he desire? Cool. And be able to possibly use that to against him. So trying to think which one might be better in this situation. I'll do one step ahead for now so I can help everyone else out in their roles. So I just roll. I'm trying to think I'm trying to see if I roll anything specific. One step ahead. Roll plus mental. Okay.
Is that your -1?
It's a 0.
Okay.
I got exactly a 6. So on a 6 or less, your careful planning puts your friends in danger. You gain the self-doubting and isolated conditions.
However, on a 6, if someone were to help you, they could raise it to a 7 or a 9. Does anyone?
I'm next to Esther.
So what exactly is your action so that I can flavor what I'm doing?
Yeah, so I'm looking at this kid. I heard what you said, or I heard this conversation happening. I'm looking at my friends and I'm just trying to see, almost not Raven Simone moment, but like almost like a chess master, trying to see if I know exactly what's going to happen next. And so that's essentially what's happening. It's just I'm trying to plan and see where I'm going to move next.
Okay, so I can, because we're so close to each other and we're close to Gareth, I can like make eye contact with you and like gesture almost like we're going to do something with this kid because he's clearly the one behind this mess.
Okay, and then I will take that help and instead of like looking everywhere else, look back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his armband things were exposed, so like you know that's part of it.
Yeah. So Perpetua, this sounds like you're trying to we can do this together. This sounds to me like you're trying to point out what's been going on. So this is maybe mental. Or if you're trying to like highlight the weirdness of the situation, like you could use mystical maybe.
Well, mystical is a 0 instead of a mental, which is a -1. So I will go with mystical.
Cool. Just when I get your relationship chart out.
Yep. We're good. Or at least on my end, we're good. Okay, so it's just that. Okay, it's a 7.
So a 7 makes success. So not bad. So you're cooperative. So Beta Reed, you get 1 in your power pool.
Nice.
which you can do cool stuff with in a bit. Also, that means Perpetua, you have given Beta Read a +1 on their roll, so that means that's bumped up to a 7 for Beta Read's roll, but you put yourself in danger. So I think in pointing this out, you get a bit close, and Gareth kind of like gestures at the Pac-Man to come over, and the Pac-Man's going to start coming over to you.
Okay.
So let's work out what happens with Beta Read. Now you're on a 7. Whew, just snuck in there.
Just barely getting it. One ally gains an ongoing +1 in the current situation.
Cool.
So-
Who's that going to be?
I think it's gonna be Perpetua for right there.
Cool. Okay, so keep track of that for yourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, so Perpetua, you turn as you've been helping out with Beta Read, and you see this Pac-Man bearing down on you. It's going to try and chomp you on the arm. Does anyone else
Okay.
want to do anything? What do you want to do?
What can I do with that?
Or does anyone else want to do anything?
Or yeah.
If Pac-Man is moving, trending would be like, you need to stop hurting people. Hurting people is bad. Stop it! And
Yeah.
I want to go into a rage and like really stop Pac-Man from hurting more people.
Cool.
Especially if I see it going towards Perpetua.
Excellent. Is that your bellowing roar that you mentioned earlier, or is that a protect?
This is a
someone?
rage-fueled attack.
Rageful attack. So like is that clash? Does it say?
Yes, clash check.
Cool. Okay, roll some physical.
No, it's a 1. Come on. And a 6. Total
So a
plus a
7.
1, so that would be an 8.
8. Mixed success on your clash. You both do damage to each other. Cool. So yeah, you like attack this Pac-Man, and it turns, and it again you sort of like poof through it, and it dissolves, but it sort of like explodes in your face, and you stumble back. You're stunned, which means for now you can't sort of move or speak until someone kind of shakes you out of your stunned state. So you fall back on the floor like, oh. But Esther, you're safe. And as you see Trending Perpetua, I should say, as you see Trending falls back on the floor, Gareth slips out of the door towards the VR rooms and runs away. All of the little ghosts and Pac-Man are now gone. The boys in the corner, one is still looking rather queasy. Marcus is unconscious. The other one is looking very upset. What do you all do?
I think because Trending just flopped on the ground again. So sorry, I would actually run up to her and crouch next to her and just like shake her shoulder very softly, like, Trending, what are you doing?
Helping?
But you're on the ground.
It's gone. It's gone. So I win. I'm still here. It's gone. So I win.
I guess, would you like to get back up? And then she just nudges you up a little.
Yes, I win.
And you are no longer stunned, having been helped up by your teammate.
So we should go after Gareth.
Yeah, we should talk though first. What is our plan? Are we just going to head in here and...
We need to get those wristbands off of him. He's controlling something with them. And so if we remove those from his wrists, maybe we can stop him.
Okay.
Well, we
Controlling.
can't hit a child, but maybe we could scare him.
No.
I'm
I
scary
should probably say
sometimes.
Gareth is like a tween, like he's probably 12 or so he's not like a little.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not going to hit a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to hit him, it seems like whatever he conjures up seems to have like effects along with it. I have a whip, so I could use my whip to grab his wrist, pull him near me, and then we could take off the bands together.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
sounds good.
I can try to scare him into just giving up, and if that doesn't work, we can still beat up a child.
Yeah, sounds
Well,
perfect.
I really don't want to beat up a child.
Well, this kid seems intent on constantly running away. That's so annoying. Well, I can make him not run away at least.
Well, I think that I managed to affect him in some way, so that's good. But yes, I think that we need to stop him. And I don't know if there's anything else that will be coming for us in the VR room that he very clearly has gone into.
So we go in, what is our step by step? So go in, should I use my whip to try to grab him? Or are you guys going to stop him from running? And then I grab him.
Yes.
Well, if he's in the VR room, then he doesn't have anywhere to run to.
Right, there was just one exit to that place, right? And that's going to be the door where we come in through. So he doesn't have anywhere to run.
Yeah. So I think
As
that
you are, sorry, please.
go ahead.
As you're talking, in fact, you hear some commotion in the Mario Party room. As you hear a dude saying, "Hey, I wasn't finished with that session," and you hear a noise of someone flying across the room.
Is
We need
there
to go.
a fire alarm anywhere nearby?
Yeah, there's fire alarms around. Yeah,
Trending would just like to go and like hit the fire alarm for people to evacuate.
absolutely.
No,
yeah.
no more bystanders here.
Yeah, everyone's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And yeah, you hear a thundering as innocent civilians start heading downstairs. Marcus is still also unconscious on the floor, and the two little kids are like, "Ah," and they start running as well downstairs.
Maybe just prop Marcus onto like in a doorway. Should a first responder or someone come later, he's easily spotted. Assuming he's still breathing and safe.
Yeah.
Is Khadija still there?
Oh yeah, Khadija's been kind of like cowering in the corner a little bit, just like. I think actually, did I say she was? Oh, she was resting on the sofa, wasn't she?
She was resting on the sofa.
You see her sort of get up, so you're like, "What's happening now?"
Hello, innocent bystander that I don't know at all. Could you help this unconscious guy get out of here now, please?
Sure, yeah. This kind of like lanky teen is like, fine, yeah. And he scoops up Marcus, is like, okay, and he takes him out downstairs. Khadija's slowly getting up. It's like, I'm out of here, guys. This is going to be a wild write-up in the paper.
I was going more for like Perpetua pretending that they don't know Khadija at all and being like, hi, I don't know who you are at all.
Of course, yes. Yes, in fact, she doesn't, of course she doesn't recognize you. So, I think Lanky Teen's friend is like, yeah, I'll help. And they help sort of, Khadija leans on them and they start heading out. So you've managed to clear the room, the cafe of people. You can hear in the other room some sort of smashing noises. Something is going on in the VR room.
Okay.
Yeah, I think while Trending and Perpetua are taking care of the people that are remaining, I will just go dart for the VR room.
Okay.
Cool. Chroma, as you push open the door, you can see Gareth at the back of the room, and he's put like a little headset on now, and from his wristbands are like these two, sort of like a backpack scarf, like covering his back, and over to his arms are these glowing huge fists that are like these bright green holograms, sort of like a mech around his body as a hologram, and he sort of is like and smashes the ground, and all the tiles start to sort of shatter, and he's like, I told you you were all cheating and I'm the one who's going to win, and he sort of like roars at you, and I think he picks up one of the chairs and he like makes to try and throw it at you.
I think I will just shout back at him.
Cool.
So I just barge in there, dressed super weird, very bright appearance, some absolutely aggressive red in there. And Chroma just straightens her back a little and she just goes, maybe you're just really bad at gaming. You drop that right now.
Ooh. Cool.
And I'm trying to use my fear power to intimidate him.
Sweet.
And my fear power is terrifying visage, which just means that my natural state of being is scary to other people. And
Excellent.
whenever I try to convince someone through intimidation, it gives me a +1.
Okay, cool. So, sounds like I convinced someone with your +1. So that is plus emotional, please.
Yeah.
I should say also this, like the VR room, I think it's kind of like the sort of black light thing. So your white costume is all like glowy and luminescent as you're like, no.
Yeah, I think also as he tries to focus me, there's the apparition happening again because I'm actively trying to be scary.
Yes.
Also, I rolled quite well. I got a natural 8. The fear power is giving me a +1. That is a 9. And I think I might want to, because usually a 10+ is another state of success. So it might make sense to use the +1 that I got from the consultation earlier. So I would have a 10.
Absolutely. Cool. So, on a 10, they'll act and react based on how you convince them. They won't do anything that harms them or betrays their boss. So he sort of puts down the chair, but he still seems really annoyed. And he's like, you don't get it. Like, it's not fair. And I should be the one who's able to win. Like, I never get to win anything. And he starts like sort of ranting at you basically. And he's put the chair down because he's just focused on you, if that makes sense. So he's not like actively attacking, he's just shouting at you. And that's sort of as far as he'll go because, you know, he's really angry still. So he's just like standing like with these two holographic arms on the chair, like, it's not fair. The rest of you can hear what is going on outside.
Yeah, now that we've taken care of everything, all of the civilians, I know that Perpetua would want to rush in.
Yep.
And
That's great.
really quick question,
Sure.
DM question. So the self-doubt with the -1 to persona, does that just get negated with the +1 that Beta Raid gave me?
Yeah, so they would cancel out.
They cancel each other
Yeah.
out. Okay, cool.
Until
wanted-
one of them, yeah.
Okay.
But your condition will remain, like that remains until you've sort of resolved it. So once you've used
Mhm.
up the additional +1, it'll be back to that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's she said that it was ongoing, or is it just one-time
Throughout the
use?
entire situation.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
In that case, yes, they're canceling each other out.
Cool. Yay. Just wanted to make sure I understood that right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, rushing in.
Rushing in.
Absolutely.
So you all get into the room, and it's again the sort of padded room, but he's smashed up some of the like soundproof tiles and things, and he's just standing in the middle of the moment, like fuming, holding onto this chair with these like holographic fists, and just sort of stares you all down for a moment. He's like,
Were
So-
you trying to hurt her?
"Yeah,
No,
I
you
can
don't.
beat any of you in a fight.
I'm your opponent.
Okay, fight me." And he raises up his like holographic fists as you, yes, make him focus on you as the warrior.
Yes.
When that happens, could I be having could I do my it all fits together deja vu moment?
Sure. Yeah, I think maybe like you feel like, oh, this is kind of similar to what like if we sort of flash back to Tags, your magical creature earlier, like maybe the one bit he kind of advised you was like, there's something funky going on in these VR rooms.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Perpetua and Trending both rushed ahead of me and I'm like rushing in and then I just stop and think about like, oh, okay.
Cool. Okay.
And then I
One
think
of us needs to stop and think. It's not me.
yeah, no, it's gonna be the tactician. Let me just let you know.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
So I get a +2. Okay, so I got a 6 and a 4.
So 10. Cool.
Yeah, so sorry. I get a +2 to my mystical. So I was like 6 and 4
12.
is 10, but I got a +2. But then I was like, it's go above a 10. I was like reading. I was like, wait a second.
So a 12. Nice.
Oh.
I get to hold 2, which means I get to choose. Do I choose any of these? 2 of these?
What does it say? Sorry.
It says choose one from the following list to spend on these holds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So if you got 2, you get to choose 2 of those. Yeah.
Nice. So I'm going to. I'm going to cause an accident, inflicting +1 damage on the target.
Cool.
And then I'm going to, oh, can I do this? Your target loses something important and you know where it is. Could that apply here?
Yeah, definitely. I think so.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so if you're sort of like deja vuing it, I think maybe there's like the projector that lets other people view what's going on, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, and you're able, like you've seen it, so you're like, okay, cool. Lash out at it, it falls on him, inflicting 1 harm, and if you sort of know it, like, are you thinking wristbands?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think it sort of pulls one of the wristbands off, so he's only got 1 arm holographic at the moment. The other one falls and skitters across to the side of the room, still near him, but you are close to it. So yeah, he's only got 1 arm now, and he's still focused on Trending. So where
I think
were
I need
we?
to roll for that.
Some clashing, I think it sounds like.
For the I'm the opponent, certain things happen. So let's see.
5
5 and a 1, 6. Does Chroma +1 come in here? What was that, too?
Oh no, that was an earlier hex, I think, but I didn't hex the boy yet.
Okay.
So
Then that's a 6. The target is eager to fight me, and I'll take 1 more damage whenever their attacks are. But
cool.
it's kind of focused on me.
Yeah. So is that its own move, or is that also like clash? Sorry.
It says you force the target to fight you and only you. It doesn't specifically say clash yet.
Okay, cool. So on a 6, you can take some mark some experience. And what did you say happened? You can choose.
On a 6 or less, the target is eager to fight you, and you take
Yeah.
1 more damage from their attack. So whether or not
Okay.
I'm punching this kid, I just want to defend my friends from attacks by taking the blows.
Awesome, great, okay, cool. So yeah, he is well up for fighting you, Trending. He's like, I'll take you down first, and then I'll tear down the rest of you. And he kind of raises his one good fist, and he kind of punches at you. Now, because he's only got 1, I'm taking off 1, but then you focused on you, so you say you get additional damage, right? That right? So it's the same. So he kind of punches at you, and a pixel punch, like all of the pixel sprays that he hits you for 2 harm.
2, okay. Okay, we're still good.
Cool. So he's up and close and personal now with Trending. The rest of you are kind of surrounding him. One of his wristbands is skittered away on the floor. What are you all doing?
I think I would like to roll for hex.
Cool, go for it.
And then can I use my whip to grab it?
Absolutely. So we'll do hex first, and then
Yes.
some whip.
Okay, I rolled a natural 5, but I got a +2 in mystical, so I'm at 7.
7. Cool. Make success.
And I think maybe I could force him to drop an item that he is holding. Would that apply for the other wristband?
I think it probably would, yeah.
Then he is going to have to drop the other wristband, because I can just snap a photo of it and force him to do that now.
Cool. I think you like snap the photo, and he's like, and he throws the other one and throws it across the room, and he's like, and he starts sort of backing up a little bit, like, and Beta Reed, you're saying you're thinking of trying to whip at one of the wristbands.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it from across the room, or even just use the end of my whip to try to shatter it. I think that's what I'm trying to do. Is just
okay. This sounds to me, rather than a clash, because you're not against someone, maybe like a thwart peril.
Yeah.
Acting under physical danger because he's kind of swinging nearby. So plus physical.
Okay.
Oh no.
Got a 1 and a 4, which is 5, plus 1 is 6.
Is anyone nearby? Might be able to lend a hand.
Well,
Is the wristband right at the feet of Gareth and Trending?
I think there's one on either side, so probably Morgan's on one side, Esther's on the other.
Away.
Yeah, they'd sort of skittered. So
Okay.
yeah, I think probably Trending, you're in the middle, but maybe Esther or more
Maybe
Perpetua or Chroma could help.
I have aggro. Go help her.
So Perpetua's on the other side. They weren't near that one wristband. They're near the one that just was knocked down, though.
Okay, so
Chroma?
you don't need to be right nearby either, depending on like how you want to help necessarily. So
How would I help?
you could help like emotionally by spurring Beta Reed on, or like mentally by pointing out the best tactics.
Beta Reed, it's the wrong angle.
Oh yeah, I'll fix it.
Okay, cool. So sounds like mental. If Esther, if you want to, sorry, Perpetua, you want to roll, we can do this together.
Oh God, this is a -1.
Oh, it's when I use it, not everyone.
So 4 minus 1 is 3.
Okay. So Beta Reed, you're not going to get to your 7, so you're going to mark some experience, and Perpetua, you're also going to mark some experience. Now, this is when we get a fun new thing happens. So this is when your relationship is going to break down. This didn't work, Perpetua. Like, you really messed it up, and you've really distracted Beta Reed. So your actions put you both in danger. You lose 1 from your power pool, and your relationship breaks. So you didn't have any in your power pool anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, your relationship is currently broken. So what that means, quickly,
we beefed it. We beeped it
We've
big
loved
time.
it. So what that means, again, my notes, just to remind you how that works. When you have a broken relationship, mechanics-wise, it means when they are around, you get -1 to persona, and when you're trying to do something with them, it's -2 to emotional until you are able to repair your relationship in some way. So how does this? How do you fluff it? What is it that causes your relationship to get broken? So this isn't like you like literally hate each other forever. This is just like, oh, aggro, like annoyed at each other. So,
I distracted Beta Reed way too much, and she just completely missed the target because of it.
Yeah, I think you yell like it's the wrong angle, and I'm pretty sure, like pretty close to being sure about the angle, but then I'm like, okay, and I kind of like twist my wrist possibly, or just do something
yeah.
set my angle, and just doing that one minor twist is what, like, I was already gonna miss it, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think
like,
I'm probably just like, dang it.
Petra's always trying to like give me all these tips and things, and she mucked it up again. Okay, so for now your relationship is broken. So that was a thought power, wasn't it? So on a 6, yeah, you do not succeed. So I think putting yourselves both in danger results. Gareth, I think actually the whip goes quite low, accidentally swings it not towards you, Beta Reed, but back towards Gareth, and he's able to reach down and pull it back on. He's got one fist back, and yeah, he pulls his fist back to have another go at trending.
Okay, seeing that didn't work, I am going to just walk over to the other wristband, slam the butt of my spear down on it, and I'm just going to shout, "You will stop this right now." And so I'm doing all eyes on me, demanding attention from my target with my grand presence through charm, fear, blah, blah, blah. So it's a convince someone roll with plus persona. So
okay, but you get
a minus and a plus and a minus and a plus, so it all negates.
So we're on a 0. Great.
Good to know. Good to know.
11. That's good. That's good. So they'll act and react based on how you convince them. They won't do anything. Okay, so yeah, you're like, that's enough. And you ask him to focus on you, right? So he's like,
he is enthralled. No. Enthralled targets have no restrictions. Sorry. So I've convinced him to, like, he's paying attention to me.
Absolutely.
I also slammed the spear down on the wristband.
Yeah, you hear a satisfying crunch. That wristband is broken. He only has one left.
Awesome.
But he is turned to face you, Perpetua. Trending, he's ignoring you now to focus on your friend. And he's drawing back that fist to try and punch at her. Them, sorry. What do you do, Trending?
I really don't like it that someone thought someone else was more popular than me. I need to get back by thunder, and I'm going to try to take this hit. I'm going to protect.
Cool. Okay. Try and get in the way. So you are rolling protect someone plus some persona, please.
Oh no. 5 and a 6. Total 10.
10. Brilliant. So you can choose 2 of those options on there. So you can redirect it to yourself, half the damage, put the attacker in a bad position, giving you a +1, or deal some damage back equal to your physical rating.
I see that we've tried not to hurt this kid so far, despite this kid clearly wanting to hurt us. So I'm just going to eat the damage.
So you're going to redirect it onto you. So that's one of them, and then you can either halve the damage or put them in a bad position if you would like.
Let's put this kid in a bad position because maybe that'll help getting the other wristband.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, you managed to sort of get in the way of the hit, taking it as he bops you for 2 harm. With that, sorry, only 1 now because he's only got 1 arm. So for 1 harm. But yeah, doing so, you've kind of like barged into him, and he stumbles back towards the back of the room, and he falls over. So he's not in a position ready to attack at the moment. He's kind of like trying to get up. Chroma and Beta Reed, what are you doing? You can see 1 wristband left, 1 broken.
I think the most sensible thing I can try to do is just roll for Hex again, because Hex lets me do a lot of cool stuff.
Of course, yeah.
So I got a 12.
Nice.
No,
Excellent.
wait. Sorry, I'm bad at math. I got an 11.
Still very good. Still very good.
Oh, yeah, I will just keep trying to use my whip not to hit him, but specifically crack that thing.
Absolutely. So first, Krober, what are you doing with your hex? So I believe you get 2 on an 11.
Yeah. I think I will first force him to drop the wristband again, because it just makes the most sense without actually hurting him.
Yeah, again, sort of click, drags it off and throws it on the ground next to him.
And I could also inflict a negative condition on him.
Cool.
And I was checking the list of conditions that exist. Is the temporary condition also a part of that? Because I would like to stun him.
Absolutely, yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay, then he will have to first drop the wristband and then he's just stunned.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, again, you're snapping your picks, and yeah, he's kind of like stunned by the flash. So for the moment, he's kind of winded and he can't move. Meanwhile, Beta Reed, that wristband's on the floor now and he's not able to get to it.
I rolled 2 5s, so that's a 10.
10. Excellent. On a clash, that means you can choose 1 extra effect as well as doing your damage.
Okay, so let me go to that. So okay, so I'm going to gain advantage. So take +1 forward or give +1 forward to another magical hero.
Okay, great.
Who do I assume is going to try to... I don't know if anybody's trying to do anything next since I smashed it, but I'm going to just wildcard it and say whoever is going to try to do anything next.
Yeah, that's cool.
Going to have that +1 forward.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you and you were specifically trying to break the wristband, weren't you?
Yeah, like I'm trying to crack it. Yeah.
Cool. So it can't really do any damage back to you. So you just stand on it. You hear the crunch of plastic, and he's still sort of stunned, but he's just like, even through the stun, you can see him just being like, "No, those were mine," and he looks very annoyed. But yeah, he doesn't seem to have his weapons anymore, and he's on the floor, stunned. As you all kind of come and stand around him, what would you like to do?
Does he still have that VR set on his head?
He's got the headset, but it seemed to have been connected to the wrist brace, so he seems to like he doesn't seem as dangerous anymore because it seemed the power was coming from the wristbands.
Could I try to I want to like ask him, like, was it really that you just wanted to win the game, like win a game? And I would like to do the wish fulfillment and glimpse the truth and like just see what he truly desires, I guess.
Sure. Oh yeah, because that's the question for that. Absolutely. That sounds like a great choice.
Is glimpse the truth with mental?
Plus mental, yeah.
Plus mental, 0. Okay, so that's a 5 and a 1. Is a 6.
A 6. Okay, so ooh, that's cool on a glimpse the truth. On a 6, well, mark it some experience, unless anyone wants to help you, of course. But if you're sticking with a 6, you mark some experience. On a 6 or lower, you uncover a dark truth about yourself, the situation, or another character. And you were saying your thing specifically lets you ask, what do you desire as well?
I think I would like to try and help Dylan.
Please, yes.
Problem is, Chroma's move is being scary.
Yeah.
So he just stands next to Dylan and very intensely stares this poor child down.
Cool.
And he better tell the truth.
This sounds either like sort of physically being imposing or maybe like emotionally trying to manipulate him a bit, which one you would prefer.
I would like to emotionally intimidate him because really being stared down by a very bright, slightly glitchy figure. You know, she's not physically strong, but she is kind of creepy.
Okay, cool. So roll, we can do this together with some emotional, please.
Yeah.
Dylan and Morgan, you have cooperative.
I'm so sorry, I got a 5.
Oh no, that means you broke your relationship as well. So
Well, not anymore.
co-op, yeah, your actions put you both in danger. You lose one from your power pool and your relationship breaks. You didn't have one, so
I had one in my power pool, so I lose that.
It says you, as in I think the person who's doing it, because earlier it says the character you're aiding gains 1. So I think that just means bad stuff happens on both sides. So that's great. I'm going to do a lot of character relationship mending in a bit, I think.
Yep.
I think actually he gets distracted, therefore, by Chroma leaning over. And in fact, he's kind of too scared and he just is like, and he just kind of refuses to say anything. Apart from just being like, I just want to win and impress people. And then just kind of stares at Chroma like,
Can I do something?
Can I just finish with the thing first and then please?
Yes.
So you got a 6 lower, so mark experience. You uncover a dark truth about yourself, the situation, or another character. Now, I think, I don't know, Dylan, does this kind of remind you of maybe yourself? Like you've been a little, in the past, before you kind of chilled out and, you know, got into your writing, like maybe this kind of reminds you of a past, like, other fanfic person who was better than you and kept getting more views, and like you just really wanted to do anything to win, and maybe you sent like some mean messages or something once and you really regret it, and it's just so embarrassing, like bringing that memory back for you, like, oh, that's not fun. Does that sound okay?
That sounds perfectly fine. Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of were like, oh gosh, that kind of reminds me of me when I was younger, when I was just jealous of everyone. It seems like Gareth's still in the grip of that. Perpetua, what is Perpetua doing?
So I want to kneel down next to him, like one hand on the spear, one hand on his shoulder. And I'm just going to say, you know, if you're not doing great at these games, you don't have to fight other people for it. We can play games. They can be fun. And we can play together and just have a really good time playing these games. We can teach you the tricks so that you don't fall off the track on Mario Kart and things like this.
But whenever I've been playing with my brothers, they always beat me and it's not fair and they always cheat, and I just want to beat people to show them that I can do it.
Are your brothers older? Because
yeah, it's not fair.
Like something that they do, yeah.
And he kind of like pounds his little fists on the floor. Okay. Sounds like you're trying to maybe touch. Huh?
Deep understanding, touch his heart, because it's one of my things that I can do.
Absolutely. So luckily you're not doing this with beta read, so you are still able to use your full emotional role.
Okay. Cool.
And your deep understanding presumably adds some stuff as well.
Do I still get the +1 that beta read gave me before?
If it's ongoing and it's still the situation, then yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. So I'm adding 4 to this roll, which is good because I rolled a 5, so it's 9.
9. Cool. Close to a 10, you guys. Just saying.
Is it trying to get in a position to help? Because she was like,
yeah, I mean, you're all standing around this kid at the moment. Like, if you can think of something that would help, you could try.
Listen, kid. Just because you lose or you get knocked around doesn't make you not cool. I mean, Chroma over there had to pick me up twice. I let the cute guy on the basketball team kind of go unconscious from your ghost. And I don't feel any bad about it. I mean, everyone looks at the person going down. And while they're looking at you, you might as well just flash a smile and make them laugh. I mean, why is going down bad? Why is being a bit awkward or a bit cringe or a bit disappointing bad? Make it great.
Oh, I love this. Sounds like emotional is what you're going for there. If that's okay. So roll some. We can do this together with emotional.
I have a +2 in emotional.
Great.
What?
Please work, because this was a lovely speech from both of you.
4. Oh, no, and a 1, so it's a 5, 7.
7, yes, mixed. So Perpetua gets 1 in their power pool, and you give your target +1 to the next roll, so that raises Perpetua's up to a 10 on Touch the Heart, which I believe is cool stuff. Team members gain 2+ to actions against the target. This ends if the target takes damage. You form a competitive relationship with the target. Perfect. He's like, okay, I don't have to always try and win, but I would like to get better. And he kind of like, in the middle of this like room with like the weird like black lights, and you're all standing over him in your full hero, he just sort of like sits to himself for a second. He's like, I guess we could play a game where we weren't trying to win, and I could just try and do really well, and I could beat you in how good I'm doing by beating myself. And you see like the circular logic, he's kind of come around, he's like, I should be competitive with myself, and I should just try and be the best that I can be. Yeah,
exactly.
And he just sort of, he's like, I'm sorry I tried to hit you all. I was a bit angry. I'm sorry.
It happens to the best of us.
And he sort of does himself, he kind of gets up and he's like, and he takes his headset off and he gives it over to you, and he's like, you should probably take this off me. I rejigged it using some weird stuff I found. I'm sorry. And yeah, he hands it over to you.
Wait, so you're I bet you're better than all of your brothers at technology. And I bet you don't have to play any video games. You could easily code and program the machines that your brothers are playing the video games on.
And you could win at providing fun, not by making anyone lose.
Yeah, but maybe don't fire up random stuff that you find somewhere. That might not be a good idea.
Yeah.
Good things.
Yeah, I could be the best at making the games better. Yeah, and he looks a lot happier, and like he kind of pulls various other little things he was going to attach to games out of his pockets, and he hands them over to you. And he's not going to try and fight you anymore if you don't try and fight him.
I'm just gonna. I would like to talk to we don't have to act through it, but literally talking to Mike to be like, get this kid a repair job. Like he will.
Yeah. Absolutely. So Gareth has calmed down. You've convinced him. He's got a competitive relationship with you, so he will regularly like probably bring his mods and things to you now and be like, look, try it. I fixed it. Whenever you come into the shop, but you have solved the problem of people being sucked into the machines. So yeah, if we want to sort of zoom back a little, well, do you stay as your heroes presumably find us?
Well, we're going to have to play Mario Kart with him now because
Obviously.
we said, and it's only 4 people, so.
Yeah, the fire alarm has been turned off, but everyone's still standing outside. So you will head over to the Mario Kart, and like, I think he's like, I'm not going to play, I'm just going to watch and I'm going to give you tips. And then he like helps you all, which is kind of the end of the gaming day. But yeah, going forwards, Dylan, you can talk to Mike about sorting Gareth a little repair job.
That's absolutely what I'm gonna write the article about that. Like this new kid, and I don't know if this is bad in like ethically bad, and everyone else can tell me this, but I would like to reframe the story so it's not that he was trying to attack people or whatever. It's just more so this kid figured out how to rewire the game and give people a more immersive experience. And then write the article about him.
Yeah, we're just going to call that good marketing.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
I think you can catch Khadija at school as she's like writing up like this horrible experience she had, and sort of like, actually maybe you do it like this instead, and give her some advice. In fact, do you write your article, Dylan, to submit?
Huh?
Do you remember at the beginning Khadija asked if you wanted to write a little panel?
Oh, I do. That's exactly what I write about. That's either that or I think I'll write about that.
Awesome. And I think all three of you, Morgan, Esther, and Tina, you can submit some photos which get put in the school magazine as well, including one of Gareth helping you on Mario Kart. I think Mike kind of has ventures back in after the fire alarms turned off and takes a nice picture of you all. Yeah, Tina doing little peace sign and Gareth helping you rather than trying to bosh you over the head.
Yeah, and Perpetua / Esther, I'm not sure if we've de-transformed at this point, but just like looking very confused at the controller, being like, I don't know what I'm doing. Because Esther is very bad at Mario Kart.
I think Dylan will sit down next to you and just be like, you're holding the controller upside down.
Oh, that would help.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry for distracting you before.
It's okay. I really spent last mission thinking, everyone else was ahead of me and everyone else was better than me. And I think that even though it was a little bit wrong, I trust you. I trust you a lot.
I trust you too. And sometimes I just think that I see more than I do, or try to control the situation more than I should, and I should know better, but I try to help.
Okay, I know that. That's all that matters.
I am actually crying.
Oh, that was lovely. Yeah, that I think definitely fixes your relationship. So back to being cooperative friends once more. Or
Yes.
let's give Anna a break. Morgan, yeah, what are you up to as they're playing Mario Kart? And you see Dylan having a little chat with do you do anything as well?
Well, I think Morgan is actually playing as well. She's just not good.
Yeah.
She's not bad in a way that Esther is, where Esther doesn't really know what to do. Morgan has just a terrible reaction time. Like Mario Kart kind of requires some hand-eye coordination and some reaction time that isn't the worst. And Morgan's speed of life is just not up to that sort of reactive game. And she would actually want to chat with Dylan, but Dylan's kind of busy.
Well, I think once they've had their chat, maybe you finish up with Mario Kart. Mike, the owner, manages to kind of get a few more people in at the end of the day, so you can finish up on those. And I think he offers you, like, I think he realised you kind of were helping out, although he didn't really understand how. And he offers you all like some slices of cake and cups of tea and things to say thank you for remaining calm as the fire alarm was going off. And yeah, you can grab a little table with Dylan if you wanted to.
Yeah, and she does do that in a way where she just quietly hushes Dylan over there. And then she just props her there and goes like, hey, Dylan?
Yeah.
When you were trying to talk to that boy earlier, I think my way of maybe influencing him was a little distracting in the end.
Maybe. I mean, I've been where he is a lot, and I think the thing about him and being so angry is that really you're just scared. And so possibly he was already scared, and both of us being there might have just been a lot for him.
Yeah, I felt like in the moment, because it's the only thing that I'm really good at when it comes to talking to other people, it felt like the right thing to do it right then and there. But after a while, I think it might have been the wrong call, and I wanted to apologize for that.
I mean, you're not only good at intimidating, you have so many helpful quotes, you have so many jokes, you're very quick on your feet. I'm always admirable of you, and I mean, I wish people would take me as seriously as they took you. So we can't regret what seemed right in the moment. And I appreciate that you were helping me.
Oh, that is really sweet. If you want to be taken more seriously, I can always recommend platform boots to you. They do make you look taller.
Okay, with my this color sweatshirt, I also get this color platform boots. And
Amazing.
a little bit too much. But absolutely we'll need to go shopping with you so we can try to do that.
Oh yeah, I can borrow you a pair of mine so you can test out how you like to walk on them, because it's a little different. And if you like it, we can find you a pair in your color.
That would be amazing.
Shopping? What is
Shopping.
going on here?
Shopping.
Like it got like all kind of quiet and like heavy, and I'm just gonna barge in like, what's going on?
Platform boots?
Yes, totally.
Do you have any recommendations of what people might be wearing tomorrow? We should all go shopping so Tina can get us outfits and we can wear them tomorrow and people will wear them the next day.
Oh, you know what we should totally do before we go shopping? Okay, everyone get up. Okay, so we are going to, okay, first you're gonna pop. And then, and okay, everyone pop, and then it's an 8 count. You can fade. You can fade to black anytime, Game Master.
Yeah. So we'll zoom out. We'll the camera pans anime style out of the window of the game shop as you're all dancing and talking about shoes. And I think Morgan and Dylan's relationship is again repaired as well, particularly cemented by perhaps Morgan turning up wearing some of those platform boots at some point at a party or something. Lovely. And yeah, zoom out. And once again, the day has been saved by our internet magic girls. Yay. And I think we'll finish up there. Thank you so much, everyone, for playing with me today. That was so fun. I loved hearing what you got up to. So just a bit of admin before we finish up the stream. So that was Glitter Hearts by Greg Leatherman, who is on Twitter at Whitewing. You can find that on the internet. Just search for Glitter Hearts if you want to have a go. And we want to do one last time around saying who we are, where you can find us, and then we'll finish up. So if you want to find me talking about D&D, other games, art stuff, all things TTRPG, you can find me on Twitter at Philippa. Should we go the same direction as before? So Aida, tell us where we can find you one more time.
I am Lurker Extreme on Twitter at In the Paniche, and Glitter Hearts is such a funny game for being this Sailor Moon glitter can-do attitude. It got surprisingly deep and interpersonal.
Yeah.
And I think that is really I thought I would be laughing and giggling, taking things less seriously, but no, it got deep, and that's what's beautiful. And what a lovely game! Thank you so much for running it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for getting into it, because that's what makes it so good. So carrying on, Anna, tell us where we can find you as well.
Yeah, so I am La Leon Cosplay, and I should mention there are periods between the words. La Leon Cosplay on Instagram, and La Leon Photo, all one word, on Twitter. And I'm always down to chat. This was so much fun. I have never played this kind of game before, and I really want to play it again.
Yes, excellent. I should say, I believe Hoard of Tales on their Twitter did a post tagging us all. So if you need to remember what those were, you can find us there. Lexi, tell us once more where we can find you, just so we can remember.
Absolutely. I am at Black Girl Mage on Twitter. I never thought about this before, but I am Lexi McQueen on Instagram. I don't know why I'm not putting my Instagram out there, but LEX, the letter C, and then McQueen, like Lightning McQueen, is great. Other than that, you can find me there. I talk about D&D stuff. I complain about D&D stuff. And you know what? Now that I'm opening my array of games to play, maybe you'll find me complaining and talking about more RPGs. This was amazing.
Excellent. And Lena, tell us, where can we find you as well?
Yeah, I'm usually under the handle Sonderkind. If you would like to know the spelling of that, you should absolutely go follow Hoard of Tales on Twitch and check the latest promo posts. And you can also find me under that handle on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Tumblr. I'm on the side a digital artist, so you can sometimes find me complaining about everything. And if I'm not complaining, I might be posting up art where I like to do a lot of character and OC art. Yeah, I think that's about it. Sometimes I draw, I complain a lot, follow Hoard of Tales.
Brilliant. Cool. So thank you everyone who's been watching. I hope you all had a wonderful time, and I'm not sure if there's any more things planned for Women in Games. There might possibly be one or two more depending on scheduling, but Hoard of Tales will also be obviously doing their regular games as well, so yes, please follow them as well. And thank you also to Caroline, who has been oh yes, end of the month talking about safety tools. In fact, thank you, Caroline, behind the scenes for telling me that. End of the month, we're talking about safety tools. In fact, we're going to use some of those after this. We're going to do a bit of decompression after all that excitement. But yes, thank you so much for hosting us, Hoard of Tales. And yeah, this has been Glitter Hearts, and thank you so much for watching. And we shall say goodbye and good night for those in Europe. Good afternoon for those in America. Who knows? Time zones. Great.
Bye.
Bye.